here. We figured it out. That's the most important thing. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Oh god, there's Hitler. I hope I don't get banned. You can show Hitler, right? If it's like contextual, I'm assuming. I think we'll be fine. I'm assuming we'll be fine. Anyway, I just wanted to say, since my stream shit itself, Tums, for when your stream shits itself. Hashtag not sponsored. Oh, okay, we're back. We're doing the thing. I'm gonna pop the TW up one final time. Sorry everything's crazy today. I have no words. I have no words. I don't know what's happening, but we are going to learn and we're gonna figure stuff out. Okay, we've got subtitles on, right? Oh, this is fine. I don't need to change anything. Okay. So the characters and stories in this game are fictional, but they are based on archived testimonies and real historical events. The village of Svoboda? Svoboda. Czech-German border. Those birds were chaotic as fuck. Those birds were like, I have no idea. Fingers, well, I mean, in fairness, if it's based on real life, Mookie, we kind of know, spoiler alert, where it's going. Honestly, hey, if you've got a history book right now, put it down. No spoilers, okay? How are you, Moogie? We were given this by Charles Games, so... Charles Games? Yeah. Then Hitler should be fine. Wait, is Hitler in Call of Duty? I have no idea. November 21st, 2001, I was sent to Svoboda to survey a local schoolhouse. I discovered a village haunted by its past. Oh my god, are these actual photos? Did they digitize photos? Could I digitize photos for video games? Sorry, don't waste your time with that survey. Save yourself the trouble. That's how I feel about phone surveys. The school is stirring up bad blood in the village. People don't care what happened 50 years ago. People care about tomorrow. I mean, do they? Like, I don't know. I kind of am now living in a perpetual present out of just not knowing what even the future is. Wait, is it a ghost WW2 FMV? It's not a ghost. I think we're an archivist, Fez. I don't think that we're a ghost. I don't think we're haunting the whole place. Greenie, hi, how have you been? But who knows with Twitch? I mean, yeah. I guess we'll leave this page alone. Communist collectivization. Oh my god, I love old fucking posters. They're my favorite. Liberation from Nazism, 1945. Expulsion of Germans, 1946. But have we fully? They shot my brother in that school. Didn't Mr. Studenica mention it? He was there on May 8th, 1945. Oh shit. Damn. Was that it? Was that the context of that? Your brother's just dead? Goes Hitler FMV coming soon. I did see a weird... Okay, so there's like a strange game that keeps popping up when I search for FMVs on Steam. And it's basically a mixture. It's like that hentai game, but it's talking about healing Hitler, and I'm like, no, you should not do that. Don't do that, Steam. Worm, hi. Okay, so it said it was a Family Feud on the Steam. But we're learning about World War II. Welcome on in. How are you? This game came out like at the beginning of the month, and we're getting to play it because of Charles Games and FMV World. God bless. I've seen some of these posters. There's a great account called Propagandopolis. Shows old political posters. Are you serious? Oh my god. I've been really wanting to make propaganda posters for the stream. Is that weird? That's probably a little bit weird, isn't it? It's probably a little strange to like randomly make propaganda post. That seems culty. Never mind. I take it back. was like, what if we did propaganda posters for the stream? And I was like, you know, what Just Playing can do for you, like that. And then it's me and I'm standing in front of a like big Twitch symbol, you know? All of the townsfolk had to decide for themselves if they stood with the village or against it. And those who stood against it had to suffer the consequences. It's the same for M. Night Shyamalan's Village. You have to pick which side you're on. Do you stand it or do you not? Similar posters on the stream. Hell yeah. Naruto fight Shadow and the game's picture was Super Saiyan Blue Goku. What is even happening on Steam these days? Tooth and Tail style posters? Yes. Vermicelli, I believe she might be. It's poking fun at stuff. I have never even heard of that, Fuzzy. I recall that my aunt could only pack what was absolutely necessary. Our bags couldn't weigh more than 50 kilos, and Czech soldiers monitored her as she packed. The thing is, like, I don't think I could handle... that is so devastating. November 23rd, 2001. I'm haunted by everything I've learned about Svoboda and my family, but I have to finish my work. Oh, wait, so I am part of their family. So this is like a genealogical research project. Okay, that makes more sense. Also, yeah, that doggo broke my heart. It's an interesting style of like FMV, but also drawing. 2 days before. Oh shit, we're going on a road trip. Top Gear. Oh my god, that phone. Oh shit. Holy fuck. Let's kill that dude. This could have been a murder mystery if it had just been 2 more seconds. You work for the Heritage Institute. Mr. Studenica, a local historian from Svoboda, is seeking landmark status for a schoolhouse. Investigate the school and its history to approve or deny his request. Hell yeah, real estate. Apparently it's a real estate game. History game as well. My luggage will be my pets, right? I would just straight up take them. I'd be like, just, this is my carry-on and it's just 2 small dogs. It's the guy walking down the fucking road. Why do people do that? Just asking for trouble. That happens here too. So you're gonna let the school get torn down? I feel like this is German the dude. Like, this is German Jeff Bridges. We found him. I don't know. I have to see it first and take some photos. Can't say anything from the outside. Can I come in? So sorry, I'm making you wait, dude. Sure, take pictures of whatever you want. Let's start in the attic. I have to get something from up there anyway. Let's go. Out of a beer sign. Is a diminutive of female student, I think. I don't know Czech, but my language is Slavic, so I recognize some stuff. Oh my god, if you could translate some of it, that would be dope. You're gonna die if you go down that road. That was my military unit. They're all dead now. I'm really sorry that Howard Stark was part of your military unit. That does seem to happen when he's around. What is this? You can't get in there. Kleppel locked it a long time ago. Well, time to find the coat. Time to break in. Also, I kind of like this. It just looks like someone snazzily walking down a street. No snazzy walking down the street. Unacceptable behavior. I wore that at the Dukla Pass with General Svoboda. It was a slaughter. We fought the Germans with hardly any ammunition. But it was Pikachu and Pichu. Here's the thing, right? I've been thinking about buying more emotes for the Discord to pop it in. So I don't blame you. Emotes are addictive. We're basically Nancy Drew, but learning history in an FMV.
Ta tu asi zůstala po Němcích.
The Germans must have left it behind. I've never opened it. You've never opened it? Wait, can we not open it? Ooh, I've got to figure out how the fuck to open that. Keep your eyes peeled for a key.
Za války se sem prý
Germans from the
Němci z
Reich used
Reichu
to come
jezdili
here
rekreovat.
for vacation.
Chovali se tu
They
jako
acted like they were a
panská
superior
rasa.
race. I think that was their
Zato
whole
Češi
thing.
pro
And
ně
Czechs
byli
for them were a
podlidi.
lesser people. I feel like that was their whole shtick, right? Historical Nancy Drew. I need to find, I thought I had a bunch of the Nancy Drew books and I was going to show them to you all, but I think I need to get them from my family. To find the key to this case. Oh, that's the same picture that we looked at previously.
Toho jsem si nikdy nevšiml.
I never noticed that before. I wonder how long it's been here. That picture just stared into my eyeballs. Oh, hell yeah, key.
Ti viseli dole.
These used to hang in the classrooms below. I feel like, okay. I feel like every single old building I've ever seen has had these exact same old white dudes in it. And I'm not trying to be rude. I just feel like every single time you look at old owners of buildings, they just use the same photos. I think the roof is original. Rumor has it that a German hanged himself in here rather than face expulsion. Pancakes are the key. You gotta just shove a pancake down your pants and in the lock all at the same time. Wait, did I do the top one but I didn't do this one? Here's that picture again. That belonged to my wife, Maria. And you goddamn right, Moogie. Maybe we'll get a... Maybe we'll be lucky and there will be a Nazi punching minigame. Oh, there's the picture that started this whole section. What? But that's my grandpa. I'm tired, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
Tak.
So. That guy was gonna be my grandpa. I thought for a second it was gonna plot twist and he was gonna be like, so I'm your grandpa. I just wanted to let you know I'm actually your grandpa. And it was gonna just like turn into this weird soap opera. He found his glasses, but no, it's just that he was just sitting down dramatically. Oh, give me so much anxiety if someone just sat down and said so. Okay. My grandfather is in one of these photos. This one? I don't know. Ask Mr. Stunica. He lives next door. He wanted to speak to you about the demolition anyway. What's the situation with the demolition? You don't know. They're going to tear this all down. Klepper will get the land. He wants to tear it down, put up a new building, and expand his business. And of course the mayor will sell it to him. The teacher, he wants to preserve it and build a memorial. At least that's what he's been trying to do for a while now, but without much luck. This proposal for historical landmark status must be his latest attempt at saving the school. I feel like saving the school would be a good idea. Like, the thing is, I'm getting real Tom Nook vibes from the mayor, and we've known him for 0.5 seconds. I just really feel like there's a whole, you know, oh, bitch better have my bells vibe from that guy. Like, but then I'm also really into historical buildings, so... We kind of know why the mayor would want to sell the school, probably to help. This chair is so creaky, my dude. Why is your chair so creaky?
No,
well, because if the mayor didn't agree to it, people would say it was revenge. Mr. Kleppel's father confiscated her family's farm after 1948. So it's going to be torn down, and not even you can stop it. We'll see about that. I'm sorry, but I've still got some work to do. Follow me and I'll show you out. Are you building a new chair? Is that what you're getting the wood for? I hope so. Starting to GoFundMe just for that dude's chair. Just one non-squeaky chair for this man's. Oh my god, I want to dress like this lady so much. Look at that hat. Look how cozy that hat looks. Good morning. Good morning. Are you looking for someone? I was born here during the war. It's all different now. We used to live in that apartment. My father was the school's headmaster. So what, you want to come back? Oh no, I've been living in Germany for many years. I brought my granddaughter so I could show her around. Now we're going to the guest house. How can we get there, please? Continue straight, then turn right. Thank you, goodbye. My granddaughter will be played by Timothy Chalamet. Bye. This guy, okay, I was about to say this guy's having the worst day, but not really. It's just a lot of people are popping up by his property area. Talking to 2 people, apparently, 3 people to me, was like, whoa, that's a lot. People just showing up at your place, like, discussing things with you. BMW gotta be the mayor. I hope we get some good history dumps in this game. I love World War II history. We will! I'm positive about it. It already looks like we're gonna get massive educational dumps. And I'm all here for it. But if you're not here for educational dumps, just know there's the TW and also Tums. Tums, for when you don't want educational dumps. Not sponsored. Just me do it. I'm proud of myself, Fez. Talk to people from Svoboda to learn as much as you can about the history of the school and figure out what your grandpa was doing in the village. You can visit different characters by clicking their portraits on the map. You can review key memories linked to different sites of memory around Svoboda. Okay, so basically just trying to figure out the history of my pop-pops. A curve in the road. Call my mom. Oh, okay. So I basically, as I gain information, the key memories will open up. So maybe we should just go and visit people. I should just visit that dude again. I should be like, hey, I know we just spoke, but I'm gonna call my mom. Man, I was a long way away from my phone. Isn't the map so cool?
Ahoy.
Hi. Hi, I'm in Svoboda doing work and found some photos. There's a guy in one of them who looks like Grandpa when he was younger.
Prosím tě, co
What would
by
a
tam
photo
dělala
of Grandpa
dědova
be doing
fotka?
there?
To bude asi někdo jiný.
It has to be someone else. But he looks exactly like he does in the photo. Grandma keeps a... Your grandma keeps a drawing of him? Like, wait. Okay, hold up. I don't want to... Did your grandma kill your grandpa? Because I'm a little concerned about the fact there's just a photo of him running for his life on the credenza. Can we just establish why that is? I'm totally here for it all, including the Tums. I'm so glad. Thank you all for being so understanding, too, if I have to take breaks. Cartoon grandpa cracks me up, right? But he looks exactly like he does, probably from the end of the war. It's true he was in one of those volunteer units. And after the war, they were active around Zotic. He mentioned there were still lots of Germans there. But I don't know much more about it. Okay, well thanks. Maybe I'll find out something while I'm here. Okay, let me know. And take care. Okay. So that's grayed out because I did it, and I can't do it again, so we don't have to worry about, like, doubles. Anna Grotzel, Nejanska, 1939, born in Svoboda, visiting from Germany, expelled from Czech after the war. So was she part of the family that we saw at the beginning? You can review important information about each character here. Talk to the characters by clicking on their photos. You can return to the same character repeatedly. Okay. Excuse me, hello there. Are you looking for someone? Looking for you. Funnily enough. Got me a new kitchen utensil that plays classical music. While I'm preparing food, it's a Chopin board. Do you have good cooking skills, or do you have to show people by balking it up? Hi, Leaf. How are you? It won't take long. I'm doing a survey. Do you have a moment?
No, moje vnučka
Well, my
se někam
granddaughter just went
uběhla,
out,
ale
but why
proč
not?
ne? Pojďte dál.
Come on in. I 1000% would never let anyone in my home. I just want to let you know. Maybe I'm not a trustworthy person. So how can I help you? Well, first off, thanks for already having the ring light set up. Appreciate it. She was like, I was doing my TikToks. You interrupted me, but I'll take a moment. Can I show them to you? Excuse me. Could you tell me why you're here? You were born in the school?
Ano, v roce 1939.
Yes, my father was a headmaster in 1939, and we had an apartment there.
A měli jsme tady i byt.
I spent a pleasant part of my childhood here. After the war, we were expelled because we are Germans. Ooh, I've got a thing. I must say that school is in terrible shape. They should repair it, don't you think? That's why I'm here. Some people want to demolish the buildings. Locals want to save the building, but they don't have the money. You said that you were expelled from Czech before being German. That's why I'm here. What, tear it down? Oh, that would be a pity. I was born here after all. Letting people into their homes as long as you take off your shoes. I didn't know that. And chat better. Oh, so S is like sh, and then ch, and then ch. Okay, that's good to know. I'm glad you're good, Leaf. Well, apparently we have so many options of what to ask.
No, já myslím, že
many people from
lidí
the
ze Sudet má pořád vztah k
Sudetenland still have ties to the places they came from. Perhaps we could organize a collection to pay for repairs to the school. We've helped protect a number of historic landmarks that way. I found some photos up in the attic. Would you like to see them? So you came here to save the school. We can take care of our own. Like, back off, old lady. Back off, old lady. This is my project. That's basically the third option. I found some photos. Would you like to see them? Oh, can I show them to... Wait, when did I find these photos? When the fuck did I find these photos? I wonder if that's like her... Here, how about this one? That simply cannot be. You found that here? That's my family. Me, dad, mom.
Táta, maminka, já
and my older brother Rudolph.
Rudolf.
I don't know where he is. He disappeared after the war. Could he be at the North Pole? And my parents were taken away with all the other Germans. No one knows where they went. The sexual archival footage? My aunt tried to piece together what happened, but she found no trace of them in Germany. So it must have ended badly. Okay, so they disappeared. It's when you learned Grandpa had an affair, like just randomly. The T. My goodness, that's Rudolph. I had completely forgotten what he looked like. That doesn't ring any bells. Nobody was ever like done by a sketch artist. This is my G-paw. So it must have been shortly after the war when these people started showing up. They needed to vent their anger on the few Sudeten Germans I left behind. Women, children, senior citizens. I'd say that photo was taken by my brother Rudolph. He was obsessed with photography. But I don't recognize that person. I've never seen him before. That's my grandpa. Please, would it be possible for me to keep these pictures? It would mean so much to me. Can I keep them one of my G-paw? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, but I need them, but I can't send you property. Copy. I like the fact that neither. It's like no or no. I love that they did that too. Colk, enjoy your sleep, Lurk. I hope you get lots of rest. I don't know what was up. I think I was just not doing well spiritually. I was up until like 6 a.m. I ended up just staying up and eating breakfast with Shitoken. That probably also didn't help with my stomach today. That might be why. That might be why my stomach's messed. I don't know. But yeah, I could not. So I ended up not falling asleep until like 7 or 8 a.m. Is this educational? Yes. I believe it is. What the hell is this? Hold up. Hold the phone! I just got sent a photo from my friend whose mom is in the hospital, so let me just double check real fast, make sure there's nothing wrong. Okay, everything's good. We tricked you, Cheddar. Now you're learning things. Should have put that in the TW. Educational content. I found my grandpa in these photos. I think your brother knew him. You really have no way of contacting your brother. She thinks that her brother took the photo, which means it could have been anybody. You really have no way of contacting your brother? To be honest, I don't even know if he's alive. He went missing after the war. He didn't want to stay with our aunt, who took care of us after our parents were taken. She had a terrible time with him. He ran away constantly before he disappeared for good. We left for Germany without him. So you were expelled along with your aunt. Why did you have to leave after the war? So my mom was Czech, but my father was German. My mom automatically received German citizenship when they got married. After the war, they labeled her a German, otherwise they wouldn't have taken her away. My German aunt took me in. After some time, they took us away as well. Was the expulsion like here in Svoboda? I recall that my aunt could only pack what was absolutely necessary. The acting's like real fucking good. Our bags couldn't weigh more than 50 kilos and Czech soldiers monitored her as she packed. What I remember most is that I kept asking where my parents were. My aunt said we'd meet up with them soon. How awful that must have been for her. For real though. You tricked me into learning stuff. I'm so sorry. Sky's like, I gotta dip too. Bye. Bye everyone. Is there gonna be a test? Yeah, I'm really, really sorry, but I just needed to ask, what sponsorship is Jess trying to get? You will be judged, and if you get it incorrectly, I will have to ban you from the channel. I'm so sorry. Imagine at the end of this, I'm just like, what was the name of the first person we interviewed? But yeah, the acting's really good. It's one of those things where this would have been difficult if they didn't get good actors. It could have been really not good, but it's like super engaging. It feels like you're watching a documentary. My time has come. Tums. Yes. Moogie, Worm, you're safe for another day. Sky, I'm gonna have to ban you. I'm so sorry. Whoops, thanks for the 350 biddies. Welcome to Svoboda 1945 Liberation. We're playing a historical, definitely not learning anything game, if that's not your cup of tea. There is some war content, if that's not your jam, I totally understand, but hi. We received a notice that we were being relocated to Germany together with instructions on what to bring and what we had to leave behind, and Helga tried her best to pack necessities for herself and 2 children. Read the notice. Notice of relocation number 466. This is to inform you that your entire family will be relocated to the German Reich. You are to report with all family members at the assembly point on the day and time of evacuation, yet to be announced, where you will hand in this notice of relocation, all the keys to your abode, a list of all furnishings and furniture, all valuables. Before leaving your abode, you are to properly secure all windows, the gas supply, water supply, power supply. Against potential damages, lock the door and tape over the keyhole with a sticker labeled with your family name. I don't know who was knocking and telling me to hurry the fuck up, but calm it down, okay? We're learning right now. Instructions: all evacuated persons are to equip themselves with warm underwear, outerwear, footwear, blanket, and a supply of food for 7 to 9 days. Furthermore, evacuees are permitted to bring wedding bands, small keepsakes, and articles of daily use weighing up to 50 kilograms per person. It is forbidden to take any Czechoslovak banknotes or money, foreign currency, or money out of the country. Non-compliance with these instructions, as well as any withheld or stolen property of any kind, will result in severe criminal sanctions. Oh shit! It's like a panorama? Oh shit! Okay. My aunt was in a terrible situation, responsible for a small child and unsure of the future. Where will they sleep? What will they wear if it gets cold? What if it rains? And what will happen if she gets a fever? She wanted to take at least some medicine. I mean, that's how I feel about actually having a child too. Just in general. Like, I'm like, what would they do? Oh shit. Oh fuck. I'm supposed to be the person? Oh no! What was I supposed to take? I'm supposed to take warm underwear. I don't like that doll. No, that's getting left. 1000%. It is better than math for sure. I feel like medicine. Yes. We were allowed to take basic medicine. Aspirin was a good choice for common problems. That's my passport. We'll probably need that. That looks like food. Clothes. Let's look at it again. Okay. All evacuated persons are to equip subs warm underwear, outerwear, footwear, blanket, and a supply of food for 7 to 9 days. Furthermore, evacuees are permitted to bring wedding bands, small keepsakes, and articles of daily use weighing up to 50 kilos. Do we have to pick some and leave some, I would assume? My aunt wanted to bring her heavy work shoes because she didn't know what kinds of terrain we might have to traverse, and we wouldn't be able to get new ones. Pack that. We needed shoes and work shoes. Good for travel. Food, a loaf of bread, some pig fat, and a can of pork could be useful. We had no idea when we would have a proper meal again. Pack. We were instructed to bring enough food for each person for at least a week. I don't even know where my aunt got it all. I feel like... What the hell is that? Let's not worry about that just yet. Let me do the coat. My aunt wanted to pack this fur coat that she got from Johan. I'll pack that. Fur coats were luxury items and exporting them was forbidden. People were often robbed of value. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh fuck. My aunt left the coat at home and wore less expensive clothes. Wait, so does it matter if I pack it then? Because it's just gonna tell me that wouldn't have been something that would have happened? There may be something in the doll. Yeah, a demon. But was compulsory to join, but he was excited. The uniform made him feel like an adult. He loved all the stripes and pipes and marching through the streets. I don't think I would need that, right? Because I could just get the coat. My aunt left the uniform at home. The Nazi badges could be a problem during a search. That's what I thought. My aunt was worried because I outgrew my old coat and she couldn't find a new one. Fortunately, she got one from our Czech neighbor. She traded it for our clock. Take. Warm clothing was required. I eventually lost the coat somewhere anyway. My aunt wanted to bring the bank book because it contained her life savings. Oh, that doesn't... I don't know if that would work. I'll take it. Damn it! My aunt surrendered hers to the officials. Everything was based on food stamps. A box of sweets was a rarity. We'll leave that. We were allowed to take food. Sweets were also handy. Damn it, son of a fuck. God. My aunt found the military canister among some things that German soldiers threw away as they fled. I'm gonna leave it. Oh, it would actually... Oh, it has a bowl and cutlery and a mug? Well then, yeah, I would take it. My aunt wanted to leave most of our toys behind, but try explaining that to a child who can't bring their favorite doll because you need space for blankets and clothes. Pack. Common toys were allowed. I managed to convince my aunt to let me bring my doll. We did not want to leave warm blankets behind, but we were not sure how we'd manage to carry them. Can I try to pack it? People often brought heavy sheets and blankets because they knew it would be hard to find. My aunt eventually packed just the pillow because there was no space left. There was no space left in the suitcase. Does that mean I got everything? My aunt thought long about what clothes to bring us. She planned to pack for any weather, but felt bad about leaving nice dresses behind. We were instructed to pack clothing, but because of the weight limit, we could only pack the basics. My aunt brought just one silk shirt. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you could put the blanket over you and mark it for us to rob it, pretty much. Just tie it around like a cape. We can bring rings. My aunt's only memento of her husband was her engagement ring. He died in Stalingrad. We can pack that. My aunt took the ring. Engagement and wedding rings were the only jewelry we were allowed to take. The golden necklace was an heirloom. My aunt got it from her mom during confirmation, who in turn got it from her mom. Oh, it was forbidden to take jewelry? Oh, that's right. It was forbidden to take jewelry. We could only take rings and stuff. My aunt thought about hiding in her clothes, but did not dare to take it. My uncle Johan sent a picture to my aunt after the capture of Athens. She was terrified when he left for the war. She did not like the granddad put a map in the living room and marked the positions of the armies. There were many widows in the village already. Women were afraid of official letters because often they announced that their husband, father, or brother had fallen for their homeland. Can I take a picture? Family photos and keepsakes were allowed unless they referenced Nazi ideology. So probably not. There's a postcard from the occupation. In the fall of 1938, most Sudeten Germans felt that joining Germany was liberation. Almost everyone flew flags with a swastika on them back then. I'll leave that. A photo with swastikas on it would have provoked a strong response, yeah. It was time to leave. Hopefully we packed everything. Trying to pack forbidden items was risky. My aunt did not dare to do such a thing and left all our valuables at home. What about Jeebus? What about Jeebus Christ? But you are the one taking it, Cheddar. It turned on me. This is what happens. Karmic testing. My aunt took care of me after my parents disappeared. She had a son a bit younger than me. What's the doggo's name? Who will milk the cows? I get the question. The question is valid. It just took me off guard for a second. What'll become of us? It's always like in stressful times you randomly remember things like who will milk the cows. Doggo will take care of the cows. The cross, yeah, no, we can't take Jeebus. No animals? Oh no, but that's my kitty. Oh no, I can't deal with that. Valdi must stay here, yeah? You heard these children. Oh no, no, don't. Oh no. But how will she survive here alone? You have to stay, be good, and don't do anything naughty because I'll find out about it when I get back. Oh no! Of course he had to kick the dog on the way out. What the fuck? Merriment. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna pop this bad boy up because I nearly cried openly in front of all of you. So we're gonna do that. Sobbing Saturday. That's my new brand. I've decided to do Sobbing Saturday. We're playing Svoboda, 1945 Liberation. It is about a school that is up for historical landmark status, but a mayor is trying to tear it down, and we're trying to go back through and talk to people about the history. It's an educational FMV, and we were given a code by Charles Games, so we're playing it. Soldier, no one touches my dog. Right, Worm? I hope so. I hope that he was shanked. Saw that coming, but thought it was tied. I thought that the dog was gonna die, so I'm kind of happy that the dog is still alive. What happened to you next? How do you feel about checks now? I kind of want to ask the last one, but I feel like it would be good to know one of these two, particularly since we're trying to do genealogy. What happened to you next? Well, they took us away in trucks. There were a lot of people, so many. And many of them were elderly. One old lady couldn't control her bladder and had to keep using a chamber pot. That's me. That would be me. Then they took us to a camp, wrote our names down, checked our IDs. Then they searched us and took away all our jewelry and our valuables. What is that powder? Schmayan had so carefully packed so we could start our new life in Germany. What'd your life look like after you ended up in Germany? How did living in Germany make you feel? What's your attitude? I've been living in Germany for 55 years. It's my homeland. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But I have a special connection to Czech. I am interested in what goes on here. I'm interested in all sorts of Czech literature and art. But now please excuse me, I've chatted for too long. And I know you have a meeting to get to. I have a meeting to get to. I also want to look around the village with my granddaughter. Goodbye. What if you just said that to people? What if you just said that when you wanted to get out of a conversation? Hey, I just want to, I know you got a meeting to get to. Okay, I gotta go. And they're just like, what meeting? Okay, so every time we gain a piece of information, it puts it up as a postcard around here. So presumably when we have to make our final decision of like whether or not to tear the building down, we can go back over the things. I don't really understand why I would want to tear the building down, but cool. Sounds like something my mom would say. I know you have a meeting to get. My mom refuses to call me. She texts me to call her because she's always like, I know you're really busy. And I'm like, Mom, if you call and I can't answer, I will just call you back. But she's like, no. Local businessman, son of a former communist functionary. Okay, let's go in. Hop in. Oh, cows! He's like, what'd you say? So you're more excited to see the cows than me. I am here because of the school. I need to take a look inside. Mr. Kleppel, I need the keys to the rooms in the school.
Co vy jste zač?
And who are you? I should just ask it back. I'd be like, and who are you? I'm from the Preservation Society. I'll need access to the site.
Nikam nepolezete.
No
Mám
way.
tam věci.
All my
Bez
stuff
dozoru
is in
vás
there.
tam
I
nepustím.
won't let you in
A
unaccompanied.
já sám nemám čas.
And I don't have time to take
Nestrkejte
you.
nos do toho,
Stop
co je
sticking your
jasný,
nose into
ta škola
finished
musí
business. That
pryč.
school
A
is
jestli
going
chcete
down.
někomu
If you're so
pomáhat,
eager to help out, go
tak
save the
zachrání
church.
kostel,
I'm
farář
sure the
vás
priest
rád
will be thrilled. What's happening at the church? Is the church getting torn down too? If I'm at her house, she just yells and hopes I can hear her better than the neighbors. Oh my god. I do feel like there is something about my mom, at least, and I think it seems to be a lot of moms that I've heard that don't understand how phones work, that like you can hold it next to your face and it just sends your voice electronically to others, because she just screams the whole time like we're in a tin can. And Joseph, teacher who wants to save the school, village chronicler, and amateur historian. I get like a good vibe
Dobrý
from
den.
Joseph. He looks really nice. Hello
Sto těch
there.
památkářů,
You're
že?
from the Historic Preservation Society, right? So this is our
To je
school.
naše škola. Co jí říkáte?
What do you think?
Starostka jí chce prodat.
The mayor wants to sell it to
Klepalovi. To je
Klepel.
jeden takový
He's the
místní
local businessman.
podnikatel. A ten ji nechá zbourat.
And he's going to
To by
tear
byla
it down. It would be a
škoda, ne?
shame, wouldn't
Vy
it?
jste naše jediná
Your only
záchrana,
hope.
musí získat
The
status
school must be
památky.
turned into a
Pojďte dál,
landmark.
moc
Come on
mě
in. I'm
zajímá,
curious to see what you
co na
think
to
of it.
řeknete.
I am actually Obi-Wan now. He just carries that bucket with him. He's just like, this gives me ambiance. The building doesn't have much architectural value. It seems like the building has an interesting history. I feel like the architectural value would probably be the history. Because, yeah, it seems like it's pretty run down.
To by bylo
That's a long
dlouhý
story.
vypravování, ale
But
jestli
if you're
vás to
interested,
zajímá,
I've got loads of
mám tady
documents about it. Why did
spoustu
David Caruso
materiálů.
me?
Jsem vlastně takový místní
I'd say I'm sort of a
historik,
local amateur
amatér.
historian.
Vždycky mě
I've always been
fascinovalo,
fascinated by
kolik
how many
nítek
threads
vede
lead back to
právě
this very
k
building.
téhleté budově.
Like, he straight up David Caruso'd my ass. He was just like, hello. Yeah, that is a very long story. And I will tell it to you. Like, why do people do that? I've never done that in my life. Gotta refresh. It probably was dry shampoo. That's all I could think it was. Man can have a bucket. Let the man have a bucket. Have you thought about letting the man have the bucket? Just let the man have the bucket, okay? We'd really appreciate if you let the man have the bucket. Like, now I can't see you. Maybe, you know what you should do? You should do that when you don't want to fucking know what their face is like. Like, when you have really bad news, like, hey, I'm breaking up with you. I think we should see other people. Now I can't see what their face is like. So then I don't have to deal with it. Or said it's too late. Thanks, maybe later. I'd actually like to ask you something. Thanks, I'd like to take a look. I'm gonna take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. You can return to the documents and Town's Chronicle at any time during the game. They will provide valuable historical context, although reading them is not required to complete the game. Okay, so that's you. So I cannot read that. Okay, the Department for Trade and Nutrition recognizes on the basis of proceedings conducted pursuant to Act Number 89, 1950, an administrative criminal proceedings as follows: that this employment farmer in this address is guilty of failing to supply 174 kilograms of beef and 2,004 liters of milk for public supply in 1950, which endangers and hampers the supply of the population. Thereby, he has committed an offense under Section 88, Paragraph 1 of the Criminal Code, Administrative Number 8, 1930, and shall be punished pursuant to the same provision by a fine of 20,000 Czech coins in favor of the state treasury. In the event that the fine remains unpaid, an alternative sentence of imprisonment of 74 days shall be provided. Justification: an investigation and questioning of witnesses has revealed that you have not supplied the above-mentioned agricultural products for public supply, and of which you have deprived the mouths of workers and both disrupted and complicated the public ability to supply the population. It has been proven that in good faith and with the proper care of a farmer, you could have fulfilled this prescribed task. No mitigating circumstances have been identified for you. Interesting. The below sign hereby requests the local national committee in Svoboda the allocation of the following pieces of furniture. Just if I saw you in the street without your glasses on, I would not recognize you. I feel like I look way different without my glasses. There's something about like my face that like as soon as I lose my glasses, I'm just like a different person. I have the Clark Kent effect, you know? I have the Superman effect. Hashtag let a man have a bucket, make it trend. He's got to have something to kick that's preferably not a dog, because we don't need that kicked anymore. So it works both ways. True. Subject: ordering German women and children to harvest hops, 1945, to local national committees and administrative commissions. In order to successfully carry out this year's hop harvest, it is necessary in the absence of Czech combers to use about 50,000 to 60,000 German women and children over the age of 14. They will be employed for 4 weeks, mostly in the Zatek region. Or Chatik? Was it Chatik? I feel like it was Chatik. Maybe? Am I wrong? Did I misremember that? No, Zadik? Zadik? Because it was ZH. Zadik. Not CH, it's ZH, right? Okay, so it's close. Very poorly mispronounced, but an inventory of persons of German nationality needed and capable of this work, if available in the local administrative district, will be made by the district labor protection offices with your cooperation with the assistance of the National Security Corps headquarters. The person selected will be transported to the place of work in special trains, or in the case of smaller groups, in special carriages under the supervision of members of the National Security Corps and the authorities of the district labor protection offices on behalf of the district commission administrators. Okay, so we read all that. Oh, shit. Oh, can I put these?
Dům byl původně ještě před první světovou válkou správní budovou velkostatku a ten vlastnili Schwarzenbergové. Správce tam dělal pan Hein.
No, I'm misreading it. I'm sorry. Better hop to it. Charlie Chaplin with a beret.
Z bývalé správní budovy se stala česká škola.
The old administrative office became a Czech school. Before that, they only taught in German. The Czechoslovak state was interested in Czechifying German areas, and paramount to this effort was creating Czech schools. Germans protested this, claiming it didn't make sense for just a few Czech kids. But they established a school and a kindergarten. Here's the thing, right? This is part of what my old job used to be like. Like, I would digitize old photos, so I'd have to get like photo albums, and you take the photos out and you digitize them, and then you have to put them back in the photo albums. It's like very nostalgic too. I miss that job so much. Surely you know the government introduced land reforms after the creation of Czechoslovakia in 1918. They divided up the large landed estates, and old Vacek was given one of the new farmsteads. Probably because he was a veteran, he mostly grew hops.
Pěstoval hlavně chmel.
Oh shit, there was more over here. I didn't see that.
A když přišla hospodářská krize,
and when the Great Depression struck, the Germans grew dissatisfied. Then Heinlein emerged and they went nuts for him. Here's the thing, right? It's like the Great Depression, was it? Are we now in the Greatest Depression? Like, where the lady gave you a birthday gift card that may or may not have actually had money in it. No, that was another job that I had. This was my old job that actually got me, that heckin' bamboozled me into getting the library degree. Because I worked at a college library in their archives, and we did digital collections for 4.5 years. It was like 4.5 years, and I absolutely loved it. But then I had a problem with some pay issues, and I had to leave. The Studenten German Party organized a few pre-election assemblies. Whenever Heinlein came, 15,000 people would be there. I remember the Germans holding a rally when we came to town to visit relatives. By then, we preferred to avoid the square where they gathered. We were afraid. The Anschluss of Austria had escalated tensions, and occasionally there were some fights even out here in the country. I wondered what got you into archival work. Yeah, so it was pretty funny. I ended up, I was looking for a job. I had worked at Barnes & Noble. and a bunch of my friends were applying to this position, and I was like, I think I'll give it a shot. That doesn't sound too bad. I like old stuff quite a bit, and I like data entry like a lot. I'm a weird person. Garbage, hi, how are you? I really love data entry. It's fucking strange. I don't understand it. And it was a combo of that. So I went and I interviewed, and they were like, oh hell yeah, and people were mad because I got it, and I was like, oh shit, sorry. But I worked there for 4.5 years, and I absolutely loved it. And about year 2-ish, they were like, oh well, if you get a degree, we can hire you on full time. So the idea was that I would literally just get the degree and then just continue to be in that position, and it just didn't work out. As things do sometimes.
Vojáky Wehrmachtu
The Germans
Němci nadšeně
enthusiastically
vítali za to.
welcomed
My Češi
Wehrmacht
jsme raději vůbec
soldiers. We
nevycházeli.
Czechs stayed home. Garbage, we're playing a game called Svoboda 1945 Liberation. It is an educational FMV that's like slightly fictional, but the archive footage is real, about the school being torn down. It's real fascinating. And Charles Games were kind enough to give us a code, so that's why we're actually playing it right now.
Českou školu si
The
zabrali
Germans
Němci,
took over the
protože
Czech
byla
school since it was newer and
novější
better
a
than
lepší
theirs.
než ta jejich. Naši učitelé museli odejít
Our
do
teachers had to
vnitrozemí.
relocate
Tak
inland,
jsem nastoupil
and therefore I had
do
to enter the
německé
German
školy.
school where
Řídícím
Jansky
se stal
became
Janský,
head teacher.
Němec ze Žatce, který
He
sem
was a
přišel
German
i s rodinou.
who moved here with his family. The weird like lines over their faces are odd. I'm surprised by that. With archival work on their resumes, I feel like it's becoming a more and more popular thing. You gave up your dream of being just librarian. I did. I've kind of given up on it. If something ever popped up, I would love to get back into libraries, but I find that like I have too much, I don't know what's going on. I don't know enough people in the library sphere. But it's like another person that didn't have a degree that I knew from my school that didn't even have background in libraries just got a library job, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but okay.
Spousta Čechů z pohraničí
Lots
odešla,
of
buď
Czechs left
přišli
the
o práci
borderlands
jako
because they
státní
lost their jobs
zaměstnanci,
as civil
nebo
servants
ze
or just out of
strachu.
fear.
Odešli i
Some
některé
Jewish families
židovské
left as
rodiny.
well.
Němečtí vojáci
German
se
soldiers used
ubytovali
the school
ve
as a
škole
barracks and built a
před
field
ní
kitchen out
zřídili
front.
polní kuchyň.
Oh, there's that canister that we were gonna pack away. But I was like, oh no, but I did because I didn't really know what it was.
Sovětští vojáci.
Soviet soldiers were here, but only briefly.
Krátce. Ve škole si zřídili
They also
taky
created local
klubovnu
branches of the Hitler
Hitlerjugend
Youth in
nebo
the
ty
school
Jugendvolk a svaz
and the League
německých
of German
dívek.
Girls.
My Češi jsme
We
nic
Czechs had
takového
nothing
neměli.
like that. The
Skauty
Germans closed their
Sokol
scout
Němci
camps.
zrušili. To je
This is a group of
revoluční
resistance
povstalecká
fighters who
jednotka,
came from the
která
town of
přišla z
Luni.
Loun.
Oh shit! It's a fucking old ass book! Let's go. I love old data. When I die, bury me in archive.org. Oh my god, same though. I had a problem with some pay issues. I wanted to be paid for my work and they didn't want to. That was literally what it was. Here's the thing, right? And I stand by it. This is a very off-topic thing, but ask your coworkers what they're getting paid. Talk to your coworkers about what they're getting paid, because the fact of the matter is, like, the only person that it benefits to not discuss that is your employer. Like, I fully 1000% stand by that. Because it's one of those weird situations where there's this idea in America that it is uncouth to talk about money, and in some cases it might be. But when you're working, you should be paid adequate wages for your work. And I had found out that basically a person that had been hired on long after me that was doing less work than me and was doing some of the same work as me was getting paid like 3 times the amount. And it was like, there wasn't a raise that was being like thing. It was, if you work, like, you should find out what you're getting paid. And you get paid for your work. The problem is cataloging a consortial setting. Anyone with the credentials can overwrite your work. You kind of have to let go of your work being set in stone or else you lose your mind. Oh yeah, I feel like that's with all data entry though. I find that most of the time, particularly with libraries, shit gets changed so much, it doesn't really matter. Like, you have to just not care about how set it's going to be. I feel like I just like doing it. I find it very soothing. I asked the person behind the counter, do you have any books on shelves? And she says, yeah, all of them. I swear to Christ. She was like, I got you covered because of book covers, you know. You can find that information online. You can do that. Okay, ready? The annexation of Austria. The occupation of Austria by the armies of the German Reich sparked a joyous reaction among those who claimed German nationality in the townships of our district. Czech nationals were both berated and threatened that their time would come soon. May Day. Throughout the morning, members of the pro-Nazi Sudeten German Party marched through the townships of our district and chanted "One people, one Führer, one country," all while greeting people with their right arms raised in the air. They gathered in the Zodek town, where they organized a public rally. Over 10,000 Sudeten German Party members from all over the county attended the event. August 1938, a brawl with fascists. We organized a dance of Kusera's pub. Some fascist agitators showed up to recruit local Nazis. They gathered at the bend in the road between the German school and Kusera's pub and began shouting. When several of the people attending the dance came outside, the agitators started screaming provocative slogans at them. When our people began yelling back, the agitators assaulted them. This is what triggered the fight. Local police, who'd already been informed well in advance of the violent mood among the agitators, arrived well after the fight was over. After the Germans had already dispersed, the next day I took pictures of the fence around the garden at the German school. The fascist agitators had ripped its posts from the ground to use as clubs. The case eventually made its way to court. However, the matter was never resolved due to the occupation of the borderlands. I want to look real fast. Does this book continue then? Okay, mobilization on September 21st, 1938. On the eve of the military mobilization, State Defense Guard reinforcements were sent to the small defensive fortifications outside Chmotiv town. The mobilization of these reinforcements took place in a smooth and timely manner. On the following day, during the call for mobilization reinforcements arriving by trains and cars to the village, where uniform and ammunitions warehouses for the armies of the 5th Border Brigade were located, were greeted with mass enthusiasm. Was being paid versus how little the spread of the rest of us is fucking hideous. I work in ABA. It's fucking hideous, and like, it doesn't do anybody else justice if you're not aware of it. Like, sometimes you can't really do anything about it, but it's good to know so that you have all the information at the tips of your fingers, and you can choose accordingly what you want to do. The mobilization took place quickly and smoothly. Opposite to everything I've ever done in my life. Throughout the district, mobilized forces occupied defensive fortifications and recently dug trenches, a task whose completion had been ensured by the local German population. Foot patrols and artillery fighters took their positions. For the most part, those who claimed German nationality did not assume their duties. Only after the police intervened did some of them choose to do so. Most of them chose to hide instead. Arrest of Sudeten German Party functionaries. During the nights of the 23rd to the 24th of September 1938, the police arrested all leading members of the police arrested. Apparently that's confetti worthy. From the townships of our district, 30 people were taken to Pancrack prison. Just a little, like, lighten the mood with some confetti, you know? German population. Citizens of German nationality have acted treasonously, especially members of the Sudeten German Party, who have smuggled flags with a swastika into their homes with the intent of later flying them. Several have been discovered, and any that were found hidden on their person have been confiscated on the evening of September 28th, after Hitler's speech on the secession of the so-called Sudetenland. The impertinence of those who claimed German nationality intensified. They joyously indicated that their liberation was near at hand. They said the name of the game in the game. Of inappropriate confetti. Now for some reenactment. This is how Dateline should be, you know? The declaration of the occupation of the Sudetenland by the German army provoked resistance and upheaval among Czech residents and the army. Local soldiers in particular had a hard time bearing the humiliation. Had their commanding officers not been calming them down, the worst might have occurred, since the soldiers refused to retreat a single step. They also passed a strict ban on the sale of beer and alcohol. German social democrats, fearing for their lives, began to flee in advance of the Nazis into the interior of the Czech lands. Departure of the Czech police force in October. Local police had to comply with orders coming from above and leave the area. The removal of Czechs from the district precinct began at the end of September and the beginning of October. As the police officers departed, German residents stood in the park by the church and watched them leave peacefully and without remark. Like, I don't know. It said it didn't need those information dumps for the game itself, but I feel like you would want them, right? Let's go back to Jan.
Co by vás ještě zajímalo?
With his bitch and vest. What else would you like to know? Everything. Your style. How long have you been living here in the school? You mentioned that you followed the Dukla Pass. How long have you been living here in the school?
No,
Well, in 1986, they closed down the school and turned it into 2 apartments.
Školu
Holy shit, how big
zrušili
are those
a udělali tady
apartments?
z toho 2 byty. Jeden jsem dostal já a jeden
I got one and the other one was given to
Joža
Josef,
Studnička, ten tady
who had been a
dříve
teacher
učil.
here.
No, lidi hned záviděli,
People were
protože
immediately jealous because I
že
was an
já,
immigrant, a vagrant.
přivandrovalec, jak oni tomu říkali.
As he used to say, I got a farm
Takže
as soon as I
dostala hned, když
arrived,
jsem
and later I got an
přišel,
apartment.
statek a teď po čase byt.
Such a different time. I am envious of his mustache. His mustache is glorious, I will say. I honestly feel like there's something very cozy about his apartment too. I don't know why. Like, I feel like a lot of people think this kind of shit is decrepit, but I love the idea of just living in like a historical property and having lots of bookshelves and just a really cozy like place where I can drink coffee and vibe. Where are you from?
Jo, to
Where'd
je
you come from?
dlouhý
Where'd you go?
povídání.
Well, that's a
Já
long
jsem
story.
žil v
I lived in
Českém
Saský
Strachlově na
Straklov
Volíní.
in Volhynia.
No, to vám asi nic neříká.
That probably doesn't mean much to you, does it? You really tied the room together. Not much, to be honest.
No, tak
Well, it's in,
to leží,
it's in the
Volíně leží
Ukraine
na
now.
území dnešní Ukrajiny. A tam se to vždycky
It was a
blelo a
constant
střídalo
grind,
jedno
one
za
occupier
druhým.
after
Do
another.
první světové války
It belonged
to
to Russia
patřilo
until World War
Rusům,
I, then most
pak
of it belonged to the
přišli
Poles.
většinu, potom patřilo Polákům a v 39.
Then the Russians took it back in
obsadili Rusáci.
1939.
A potom po 2 letech
And then 2 years later, the
celou
Germans
Volíň
took over.
zabrali Němci.
It's like a game of hot potato. It's not a rock musician IRL. I'll be disappointed. You should write them. Be like, I'm sorry, but you need to start a band immediately. He has kindly old grandpa home vibes. I feel like the other guy has kindly old grandpa vibes too. Joseph? There were Czechs. How did they get there? What happened to Volhynia?
No,
So in July
červenci
1943, the
43.
Germans burned down
jedna
Czechmalin
jednotka
and its
vypálila
Ukrainian
jak
sister
český,
village.
tak ukrajinský Malín. Muže, ženy,
They
děti,
forced the men, women,
všechny
children into the
nahnali do
church and burned.
kostela a ten
Holy
zapálil.
shit!
Prý to byla odveta za útok banderovců.
Supposedly it was revenge for an
500 lidí.
attack.
500 lidí
500. They
zavraždili.
murdered 500 people. Holy shit! Can we get back to your story? Don't be rude. Just like, hey, that's great. Like, I see that they burned down an entire church full of women and children, but can we just get back to the point? Thank you. Why did it just swap as soon as I said what's next? So if you're from Volhynia, how did you end up in Svoboda? You were able to join? How did you end up in Svoboda?
Slíbili nám,
Those who
že
wanted to
kdo
stay in
chce
Czechoslovakia
zůstat
were
v
promised
republice, tak
farms
dostane
abandoned by Germans.
zemědělskou
Oh, and then he got the
usedlost
apartment
po
after
Němcích.
that. Okay.
Ale znáte to, slibem
You know how
nezarmoutíš.
that goes, though. You can't live on a promise. Already by May 1945, they started to claim that. Farmsteads for Volhynian families were unfortunately unavailable.
Zastával se nás
Only
jen
General
generál
Svoboda
Svoboda a
and the
ministerstvo
Defense
obrany.
Ministry pled our case.
No, nakonec to skončilo
Well, it eventually ended with a
kompromisem.
compromise.
Přidělili nám
They granted us
nějaký
some farms, but they
statky,
mainly saw to it
ale
that
hlavně si hlídali, aby se moc
the Volhynians
Volhyňáků
weren't
neusadilo
concentrated together into the
pohromadě
same
v jedné
villages.
vesnici.
So you were given an abandoned farm that belonged to Germans.
No, já jsem
Well, like
samozřejmě
all the
musel
others,
jako
of course, I
všichni
had
ostatní do
to
15
pay
let
the estimated
zaplatit
value of the
odhadní
farm within
cenu
15
toho
years'
statku.
time.
Byla určena nějaká
They would later give us some
sleva
discounts and
a
extend the payment
taky
period a
trošku
bit.
posunutá doba splatnosti. Ale já, než jsem všecko
But even
vyřídil,
before I
tak se
could get
na
things
statku,
sorted,
který mi
someone else had already
přidělili,
occupied
už usadil
the
někdo
farm
jiný.
that had been assigned to me. God diggity damn. That this story doesn't have the happiest of endings. Hey, if you know history, no spoilers. All right, take care. We're heading straight to the next village. They've been waiting. Do you think anybody ever complains about History Channel spoilers? I just realized that. Do you think anybody ever watches a History Channel documentary and somebody next to them is like, hey, this is what happens. The Titanic sinks, and somebody's like, what did you just say to me? Like, you could never spoil the movie Titanic. Can you? Like, take care and thanks for the company. It's nothing. We're all going the same way. Bye. That's going to be my new raid message. Finally, you're here. Someone has already moved into your farm. But you people have priorities, so one way or another, you'll get it. Will this cause any trouble? No trouble, I hope, but it's better if I go along. I do really like the weird mixture of comic, like, cartoon style mixed with archival footage mixed with pictures. It's really neat. Like, it's really visually pretty, I have to say. There are still Germans living there, the wife of the former owner and her 2 children. They'll be assisting you. Goethe, where is Platinik? What do you need, Chairman? Can we come in? You have to leave, Platinik. Why does this guy look like James Gandolfini from The Sopranos? Mr. Vlick is here. Here is a Volhinian Czech. He has priority. And will be played by James Gandolfini. What's going to happen to the Germans? They're staying. For now. Darn, what a farm. We were here first. What's left for us? A few crappy cottages? It's a government decision. Do you want to make trouble? I was discharged 2 days ago. I couldn't get here any sooner. Sure, back to a finished job. We were fighting Germans here too, soldier boy. But nobody cares about all that. Now, that's justice for you. You either crank that soldier boy, or the soldier boy cranks you. Spoilers, aliens sank the Titanic. God damn it, Moogie. This kind of looks like Rusty Lake. I don't know if anybody's actually played those, but they're some of my favorite point and clicks. I've always voted for the People's Party. I'm undecided. I supported the Agrarian Party, but they've been banned. Perhaps the National Socialists then. My friends, you know, the Social Democrats mean the best for Svoboda. Nonsense. The Communists mean the best for us. I mean, if you go for communism, you have to share that opinion with everyone, you know? Sharing is caring. Say it was actually the Olympia that sank. I have heard that conspiracy before. I was super into the Titanic when I was younger, and I straight up... You all heard the news story, right? I talked about it a little bit on stream a while ago. But the Titanic Museum, part of the fake iceberg that they have set up on the wall, cracked off and almost hit a bunch of people. The Titanic Museum is a great place to break the ice, you know? I don't know, Franta. What don't you know? I'm telling ya. We're better off with the communists. I hear they're seizing land to build collective farms. Nonsense. And if they were, collective farms would be great for us. Is Stardew Valley communism? We all help each other out during harvest time anyway. What's the difference? The Volhinian should know about collective farms. He's a Soviet after all. This guy's just sitting over in the corner. This is me. You like Rusty Lake? I fucking love Rusty Lake Spam. Well, I worked in a collective farm. Also, Spam, how was the rest of the convention? Did anyone else get hurt? I never got to talk to you about it. We worked together. We used tractors, that's all true, but... And I hope your panel went well. The truth is also that they confiscated land from big landowners. And took them God knows where. They simply vanished. No one's heard from them since. That's immigrant bullshit. Don't believe a word he says. Just calm down. Why don't we all play some cards? Well, I know who's the Joker, you know? Did you hear that there's randomly a museum for the Titanic in Nashville, Tennessee? Yeah, I've always wanted to go to it. I've never actually been, but... You know, I once went to the Wilbur Wright Museum. It's up in the northern part of Indiana. You go up there, and it's his actual house that he was born in, right? It was his house that he was born in and he grew up in. And they converted it into a museum. And I drove up there with my dad once, and we got up there, and it was a little bit late in the day. The museum was closing. So we start to walk up, and we didn't realize it was closing. And they're like, you know, I'm sorry, we're going to have to you to leave. There's just this person on this porch. So we ended up just walking around. But I always told my dad that I felt like it had really historic value because I bet Wilbur Wright wouldn't want me in his house either. I bet Wilbur Wright would have asked me to leave too. Like, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. What are you doing here? The car's air conditioning was busted, so we stayed all day swimming and exploring, waiting for the sun to set. No complaints. Sometimes you need those types of just wonderful days. When we went to TwitchCon in Long Beach, like, we hated the convention, so we didn't even go the last day. We just, like, walked the beach and chilled out at It's a Grind and stuff. Know the 21 game? You take 2 cards to reach 21 points. Oh, blackjack. If you're over, you lose. Let's play. Do we get to play blackjack? I suck at blackjack. I have 19. Oh, I shouldn't go above that. If I would have to be real fucking lucky to get above that. Sorry that I'm blackjacking off on stream. 1920. God damn it. Son of a fucking bitch. God damn it. I've heard they're sending us a new teacher from Prague. Anyone would be better than that German informant. Huh? Informant? You weren't here, so you wouldn't know. Yansky allegedly told the Gestapo that Kleppel was a communist. Allegedly my ass, and he also got what he deserved. That could explain why Kleppel's kind of angry. But a bit different. I actually love these. It kind of, my dad collects cards. Should I do it again? I feel like if I do another one, if I DJ Khaled this and I go another one, I will go over. That is what always happens. I end up getting to like 19. I'll say enough. But my dad collects playing cards because he's a magician. And I kind of want to get these. God fucking damn it. Oh, wait, no, he's over 20. He's over 21. So that guy's lost automatically. That one's lost. Oh, my God. Am I going to win? Woo! Beginner's luck. Or maybe I'm just a god. Did you hear they also ended up deporting the Heinz? What? But Sarah is Jewish. They're Germans, and they were almost taken away, but their grandson got an exception so they could stay. Can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs. One more round? This is really interesting style of, like, telling the story, but also having a minigame at the same time so that it kind of breaks up what's happening. Oh, we're getting coffees? Oh, shit, I'm gonna have to get another. 13. Oh my God, there's no way anybody could beat me. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. $19.20. I got it. I did it. 2 out of 3. Some people have all the luck. At least they do in video games. Did you hear they're hanging K.H. Frank? Only fair, the executor gets executed. It'll be public, but tickets are hard to come by. You would go? Sure, I'd like to see the thug who raised Lytus hang. Well, I don't like the sight of corpses after the war and all. One more round? Sure. I'm, of course, gonna lose this one. It's always weird to me when you hear stories like that of people, like, actually getting tickets to hangings and stuff. Since I'm just, like, trying to get tickets to the Warped Tour. If one of them gets 21, I'm screwed. It's a tie. I'm fine with that. I heard the Germans burned down a factory in Ostrov. They're still causing damage. I hope we get rid of them soon. But you didn't mind when Germans worked at your farm. That's different. They were local. I vouched for them. They could have stayed. They chose to leave. One more round? You said that about, like, fucking 15 rounds ago. This guy's the person that plays video games until 10 a.m. in the morning. He's just like, one more round? Do you want another round? What about another round? One more? How about one more? Maybe we should just stop talking and then we decide to stop playing the game at that point. There's no way. It's either going to tie or I'm going to win again. And that means I'm the champion. Yep. Again, he's probably cheating anyway. The war ended a year ago, and I still worry I can't put food in my mouth. Well, you have to open your jaw, and then you put the food in. The crops look bleak this year. Fields are parched and bare. Don't worry, our comrades from Russia won't leave us hanging. They'll send us grain. On the front lines, I learned how to take care of myself above all. You wanted to play, no? One more round. Do I say no? Or do I just keep playing? I want to click this, but I feel like it's some hint. Oh, it's literally just how to play the game. I'll play one more round and then we'll say no. I thought it would naturally just come to an end, but I think you can... I'm going to risk it. I cannot risk it. I'll say enough. I'm not going to win this one. I have never won a single one. That's like 19. Damn, son, you going to take the whole deck? Shit. Just pick up half of it, put it in your hand. Holy crap, how did I win? What? Beginner's luck. What do you think about that American aid? I heard they're sending tons of stuff. Don't believe the West. They don't give nothing for free. Remember Munich? Exactly, but American shoes aren't bad, and they gave somebody a tractor. John, dear God, mark my word, the Soviets are our true allies. With them on our side, we don't need American charity. See you tomorrow at the poll site. Bye. So yeah, if I just said no, I could have just left, basically. Okay, it's back from driving to work. Hi, welcome back, Worm. So, we've talked to a few people. We've kind of learned a little bit more about the backstory of the area. We talked to Anna, and we talked about her family. She was the family at the beginning of the game that got pushed out. Kleppel refuses to give us keys to look into the school further, and he was apparently part, or at least accused of being part, of the Communist Party. Jan's got big old man, pleasant energy. Primary school? Oh, it might be primary school. Happy election day. Oh, I should have probably clicked that. He's also, if he could use his glasses as part of the band. We also want him to be part of a band, but what was the Battle of the Dukla Pass like? The Dukla Carpathian operation was prepared on the fly, so it was in planes. The whole thing revolved around two Slavic divisions attacking the Germans from the rear, but the problem was that the Germans disarmed themselves before they came, and our reconnaissance failed completely. So the battle began with us marching directly into fire from Germans entrenched in the mountains. Oh shit, we're gonna go to the Dukla Pass? Gonna Dukla it out. But yeah, I've been like really enthralled by this. It is on the slower side, I will say. And if you're just joining us, it's like a lot of dark content, so be prepared for that. But it's like really well done. It's one of those games that's just like games as art, I would say, which is a debate that's going on right now, but it's definitely one of those. Like, this is a good educational game. You two grab a spool. We need a radio connection with the 8th company behind that tree line. Is that clear? Clear. Radio operator, finally you're here. We're right behind that ridge. Who goes first, me or you? You go. You got the cable on your back. I feel like it's been so long since I've actively listened to the radio. I know that's not what they meant by radio operator, of course, but it just reminded me the fact that I don't really drive much anymore, so I don't listen to the radio, because that's the only time I did. Good work, Private. We've been desperate to establish a connection. Holy shit, that guy just got headshotted. Pavel. I have to get him. We can save. I do not think you can save him. He's gone, son. No one can help him, but you must get back to your unit. It felt like I was walking for hours. I couldn't stop thinking about Pavel. Then the shooting started again. A crater appeared before me. I jumped in. There laid a soldier. He appeared dead. Was he not dead? The letter, please. He died before I could say anything. I had to stay with him in the crater until the shooting stopped. And did he say something about a letter? Was I supposed to search his corpse? Maybe he was just talking nonsense. He was carrying a canvas backpack with a tent attached to the bottom. In the rucksack, he had a ration of bread, a few pieces of clothing, a mug, tea, and salt. Like we all did. A Spagan model machine gun was lying in the mud beside him. He fought to the very last moment. He was just an ordinary private like me. We had uniforms made of synthetic fabrics and stiff canvas. Leather and rubber were rare. Material was so scarce that uniforms were made without pockets. He had one last clip left on his belt and no more water in his bottle. God knows what he's been through. I found a letter in a pocket on the belt. It was written on a piece of paper and folded into a triangle with an address on it. We didn't have envelopes or stamps, but the mail was almost always delivered. Should I read it or leave him in peace? Oh, I don't think I should read it. I don't feel like that's right. It was obviously a letter that mattered to him deeply. I don't think I should leave it. I feel like I should just deliver it. Unless it's something petty. I would be petty. I stayed in the crater with him until long after the shooting stopped. I couldn't believe I survived. Like literally, I would write bitch, B-I-T-C-H, on like a giant piece of paper, fold that shit up, put it in my pocket. If I died, it would have an address, send it to my enemies. Literally, I would die, I would tell you the letters, send the letters, and then you would send the letters, and people would literally just get letters that showed up from my dead corpse that just say bitch. Just actually like write out, go fuck yourself from beyond the grave. That's the amount of petty that I aspire to be. Like Shitoken would not receive a letter from me. Sorry, babe. There's more important things. Phone cable in the obligatory army service. It was dumb but fun. I didn't know you were in the army service. And what happened next? I was lucky that I never got wounded. As a radio operator, I experienced the entire campaign all the way to Prague. The really difficult battles took place near Liptovsky Svatý Mug. I did not say that right. At that time, we were liberating Zelina and then Vestin at the end of the war. Eventually made our way to Prague, where everyone greeted us with joy. That was something. How many Bohemian Czechs moved back? Well, I'd say about 40,000. Yeah, definitely 40,000. After we enlisted, only women, children, and seniors remained in Bohemia. And a civil war broke out between the Soviets and Ukrainian nationalists. And then the economic situation was terrible, because the Soviets were recklessly commandeering our agricultural supplies. When the agreement to repatriate Bohemians was signed in summer 1946, the majority of Bohemians decided to return to their old homeland. I had their phone cable with user. I did think that was kind of strange, because I was like, well, that wouldn't be the case for the radio, but I have seen those before in other archival things. So you were able to see your relatives again only after the war. How did the people here treat them? Well, it wasn't that quick. The first repatriation transport didn't arrive in Zatek until February 1947, so a year before. And the last one came in May 1947. My aunt and uncle came in one of them, but they didn't stay long in the collection center. They took off to a village where they were assigned a small farm taken from Germans. I didn't have any other relatives. I'm sorry, but I've still got some work to do. Follow me and I'll show you out. Come. Let's just walk right back in. Just turn around. Ooh, there's a new person. Okay. I opened up a new person. I can go back to Anna too. I'm assuming that once we get more sections, what happens here? This is almost where I ran that homeless guy. What happens if I click these? Oh, does it literally just... Oh, okay. It literally just plays the video. Jan Vilk received a homestead taken from Germans. What do you mean preferential? I was given that farm for my military service. Certainly there were some people who didn't like that. I had to deal with it myself, here in the village. He moved into the farm they assigned me and nearly stopped me from getting in. I feel like I should go through each of these. I also wonder how... It was like you can get to the book area anytime you want, but I don't see a way to do that. Which is kind of strange. Is Grandpa's photo something? Yeah, we already did that. But then there's 3 more, so I need to unlock that. And then I want to talk to this lady. And I think once I talk to this lady, I'm going to go back and talk to them. But first, I have to take a pee break. I'm probably going to have to take a couple breaks because when Shitoka gets up, I'll probably take another one too. Sorry that there are so many breaks today. Oh, can I get to the encyclopedia? Oh shit, there's like a whole encyclopedia of terms. Oh fuck, that's so dope as shit! So if you don't know, if something pops up and you don't know what it is, or the game doesn't like explain it in too much detail, you literally get a Wikipedia page. Okay. Don't do anything interesting while I'm gone. I promise I won't. I will be taking I'll be taking a break myself. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some stuff and I'll hop on. Okay, thank you so much. I feel like I'm just going to play bits of the songs. I'm going to play like a little bit of the song. I'll play the beginning of the song, and then I'll play the middle of the song, and then I'll play the end of the song. And if you want to get the whole complete song, you have to stay for the stream. That's what we're going to do to cover up the mini breaks that I have to take this time. We're going to just do it that way. So it's like a Pokemon thing. Gotta catch it all. Thank you all for being here, by the way. Thank you for chilling out. I super duper appreciate it. It means a lot. I hope you're having a good day. And the dances. Oh my god, Zeno, I love that. I don't know that broadcaster, but I fucking love that emote. The German, okay. So this one we looked at. Are these from... These were from the book, right? Yeah. Those were from the book. So that we got. Wow, bots. There's always like, they come in waves. He's a member of the Yogscast. Fuck yeah. I love it. I love the fact, okay, so you can't see it. But I'm part of the beta for this thing called First Time Chat. So Twitch put me in it, and whenever there's a new viewer that talks in the chat, it says first time chat from viewer, and it says their name. The thing is, right, when bots come in, it says the same thing. So right now I just have 4 messages that go first time chat from viewer, 1 message was deleted. And it makes me laugh every time. Okay, so we've seen those. So most of these, the ones that are like outside of here. Mr. Kleppel's father confiscated her family's farm after 1948. These are things that we open up through talking, which I kind of guessed. It's like the opened up through talking / experienced at some point. It's basically a way for us to look at the memories that we've had. So hopefully spam hops back. before she says something too interesting. Should I go to Yosef, maybe? We're gonna go. Village mayor. Her family lost its farm due to close. I do feel like this is Isabella from Animal Crossing if it became a person.
Dobrý den.
Hello there.
Pojďte.
Please come on in.
Co průzkum?
Just cleaning up a mess I made. Oh God, I'm sorry. I spilled coffee all over the kitchen. I feel that deeply in my soul. I am cursed today. I swear. I was pouring some coffee into my cup and I just spilled it on the counter. I was like, I'm doing well. 10 out of 10, Jess. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. The school has an interesting past. You can't tear it down. I don't think we can grant. Told me about the school. Why tear it down?
Bože, zase
Mr.
pan
Studnicka.
Studnička.
There
Ten
he
si
goes
dost
again.
naivně
He's so
představuje,
naive
že
to
tady
think
vybuduje
that a
muzeum,
museum
že
will
pak
just
ty
spring up
vesnice
here
tady
and
budou
all
snad
the men
dělat
from the village will work
sbírek.
there as collection managers or
Zase
something.
já z
Look,
toho
I'm not
bourání
thrilled about the
taky
demolition
nejsem
either.
nadšená. Jsem se konec konců
After all, I
narodila
was
hned
born
vedle
right next to
školy
the
na tom
school
statku.
in the
Co má
farmstead
Klepal? Teď
where
firmu.
Kleppel's company now
A
resides.
ve škole zemřel
And
můj
my brother
bratr.
died
To
in
vám
that
asi pan
school. I bet
Studnička
Mr.
neřekl,
Studnicka
že?
didn't tell you that, did
Že
he?
byl u toho.
Or that he was there when it
8.
happened on May 8th, 1945. No, they didn't tell me that. Studnicka. My brother was 10 when they went to fly that Czechoslovak for longer. I don't think he understood what was going on. My brother was shot dead by Germans for flying a flag. And my mother broke down and died shortly after the communists seized power in 1948. Oh, the look that she gave me! The look! This woman stared into my soul. I feel like I stole money from her or something. Oh my God. Look at how she's looking at me. I feel uncomfortable. I guess the liberation wasn't very joyful for you, but I assume most things aren't.
No, to bylo hrozný.
It was extremely horrible. The day after my brother's funeral, everyone gathered at the square in front of the school. That's where they interned the local Germans. My father was beside himself with rage. I really thought he was going to kill someone. That's how furious he was. I'll never forget the tension in the air that day. That's what I think all these critics of the expulsions just don't get.
Myslím, že vůbec nic nechápou, protože nic z toho
They
nezažili.
didn't live through any of this
6 let jsme
themselves.
byli pro Němce
For 6
podlidi,
years, the
tak to
Germans
nějak
treated us like
muselo jít
subhumans.
ven.
Their pent-up anger
Jestli
had to be
chcete vědět
released.
něco víc,
If you want to
tak,
learn more, you should go see
byste mohli jít za krajcarem. Ten tady
Vajskár?
prožil konec války jako
He was here
voják.
at the end of the war serving as a soldier. Like, she was just giving me a death stare. She was just like, no thank you for being here. Who is he anyway? I almost hit someone on my way to Svoboda. He looked homeless. Should I fess up to this?
To je Rudolf
Oh, that must be
Jánský.
Rudolf.
Jeho rodiče byli jako Němci odsunuti,
Actually, his
mu se
family
nějakým
was expelled as
způsobem
Germans, but
podařilo
he
v
somehow
Československu
managed to stay
zůstat.
behind in
A když
Czechoslovakia.
se
He attacked my
napadl
dad in the
mého
pub
otce v
once.
hospodě, říkal, že může za
He said
smrt
his
jeho
parents'
rodičů.
death was my dad's fault,
Otec
but dad
nevěděl,
didn't know what he
o
was
čem
talking
mluví.
about.
Občas se tady
He
zjeví,
shows up here
přespává,
sometimes, sleeping God only
bydlíte.
knows where. Wait, is that Rudolph, the missing Rudolph? Like the Rudolph that's related to Anna? Did I almost hit her brother? Not dying off to urbanization. It's sad, but what are you going to do? It's just abandoned shacks and some old people. Yeah, I feel like the thing is, what's interesting about this game too is like, I genuinely felt like she was just Tom Nook, but then actually talking to her, it's like, okay, it's not just about capitalism. There's a certain level of understanding. So I could see why they're actually building a who do you side with thing. Because earlier it was like, well, why wouldn't I just keep the building? People are talking about Mr. Kleppel. Who is he anyway?
Vidíte sám, jaký je Klepal?
You'll
Já
find
jsem
out
možná
soon
trošku
enough.
zaujatá,
Maybe I'm a bit
protože ten
biased since the
statek, co
farmstead
má
that Kleppel
Klepal,
now runs
patřil
belonging to my
naší rodině.
family. As a
A jako
Kulak's daughter,
kulacká
I've been
jsem
through it
sloužila
all.
si ji, ale to spíš souvisí se
But this
starým
has to do with
Klepalem.
Kleppel
Mladý s
Sr.
ním
His
nemají
son had
společného.
nothing to do with it.
Pak proč to připomínám?
So why keep bringing up the
Jeho
past?
firma ve
His
vesnici
company
funguje,
benefits the
ať
village
už
no matter what
to bylo
happened
za
under
revoluce,
communism.
jakkoliv. Ale to starý Klepal,
But his dad,
to je
Kleppel
jiný
Sr.,
kafe.
that's something else. He was
Byl
the local
velký
Communist Party
funkcionář,
secretary
tajemník KSČ a vedl tady
and
kolektivizaci.
led the collectivization campaign.
Uvalili na nás povinné
The state would
státní
impose
odvody,
mandatory
bez
quotas
ohledu teda
that had to
na
be
to, jaká
delivered
byla
regardless of
úroda.
how well our crops did.
Pak je nám zabavili
No grain, no
zemědělský
pain.
stroje.
Then they confiscated
Tátu
our
si
farming
občas
tools. Dad had to
pozvali do
report
školy,
to the
tlačili
school.
na něho,
They
aby
tried to pressure him to join a
vstoupil do
collective
družstva.
farm while he
To
refused.
nechtěl. Stejně si myslím,
I think
že
he was really
nejvíce
afraid that
obával
if they
toho, že
put him
kdyby
in
ho zavřeli,
jail,
tak já skončím
I would
v
end up in some
nějakým
orphanage.
útulku.
I guess that makes me a kleptomaniac. I swear, Leaf. Got some good news and some bad news, lady. Found your brother with my car. if you were playing as Inspector Jinx asking all the questions, I feel like... Here's the thing, right? I love Rupert Booth to death. But I worry about, like, him just terrorizing people. Him just popping up and it's like, I'm really sorry about your family, but do you know what this means? My dad did all he could to keep the farm going after the war. All farmers had to meet mandatory quotas on their crops or they'd be fined. Your goal is to build a prosperous farm. In spring, you can buy wheat or hops fields. Hops have a higher yield but do not count towards Oh, I suck at this type of shit. I'm so bad at this type of shit. I don't have a pen. I have a comically large marker. This is what we're gonna do. This is like Papers, Please. I killed my family multiple times in that. If they don't count... Oh, so they have a higher yield. They would make me more money. But they don't count towards the quota. So, if I'm low on the quota, wheat's probably better. Corny High! We're playing a historical fiction game about the aftermath of World War II and this building that we need to save. It's called Svoboda 1945 Liberation. It's an FMV, and it was lovingly gifted to us by Charles Games through FMV World. Sorry about your family, really, but I need to ask you more questions for the 20th time. Like, I'm so sorry. It's not a slide puzzle, is it? No, sadly. You can plant crops in your fields, which you can then harvest in the autumn. If you're done, you can move on to the next season. Next season of planting crops. Wait. Oh, do I have to even worry about it? Oh, shit. I think I do. Oh, fuck. Oh, I probably should have done that one instead. I don't know. Did I do the wrong one? Autumn, you can harvest your crops by harvesting wheat. You meet the mandatory quotas. Here you can see how much you have to pay. If you do not meet the quotas, you have to pay a fine. I met the quotas. Okay. And then I got a little bit more. So now I have 22,000 to basically start it all over again. Season 3 of planning crops. Down. We confirm that you met all quotas this year. After the war, everyone was full of optimism. Dad was doing well and soon had the biggest farm in the village. In the fall, we still had Germans helping us in the fields. You know, it's not about the size of the farm. It's about the motion of the sowing of the farm, okay? Also, Luke, I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for the host earlier. You can also buy cows on the farm. They provide a steady yield every season. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm buying a cow. You can buy tools that increase the yield on your farm. Let's see, the hops dryer. I feel like grain processor probably is better. Increases the yield of wheat. Fuck yeah, let's buy it. I don't want to buy a tractor just yet. We're not going to do that. I feel like I need to be careful because I only have 1,400. Okay. Milk that cow. Who will milk the cows? Me! It was me all along. How much is the tractor? Decreases the price to seed wheat. Oh, I cannot buy that. That is 30,000. How much is the hops? Increases the yield. There is no way you did not meet the quotas. Oh, fuck! To pay off the debt, you have to sell the property. You can continue to the next season anytime after you back. Oh, shit. Am I gonna have to sell my cow? I feel like I should sell the cow. I'm sorry, cow. I love you. And maybe one of these.
Komunisti v roce 1946 vyhráli volby. Slibovali, že pole nikomu
They
vrát
promised they
nebudou.
wouldn't take anyone's
Ale
land and
jim
people
věřili.
believed them. There was a severe drought. The neighboring farmer had to sell some fields. I won't survive another drought like this. I have to sell some fields to keep the farm going. I will buy them. So I can plant all of the things. And then I'm gonna go forward. Because I'm gonna end up like that. Okay. Okay, we met our quota. I can buy the cow again because we met our quota. We met it. In February, the communists staged a coup. It was clear to my dad that it was going to get worse. Quotas will rise now that the communists are in power. You are a kulak to them, so prepare for hard times. I need to look up what kulak is because I do not know what that means. I do not have enough money to buy any fields. because I am broke. Plant, plant. Plant milk. That means I'll... Oh, I'm not going to hit the quotas. I'm going to be shy of one. Because I need to not have this. Should have sold this. Because they don't count towards the quota. Can I sell one? No. I'm just going to have to take the hit. Because I don't meet the quota.
V naší vesnici komunisti založili
The communist
JZD.
said, I like the fact
Několik
it's an
menších
accordion.
sedáků do ní
A few
vstoupilo,
small
ale
farmers
táta
joined it, but Dad didn't want to. Why didn't you want to join the collective? We'd all benefit from it. The thing is, I have enough money now that I can buy a field. I'm still not gonna meet it. Oh, Jesus. I just want to get rid of that field. I really want to just sell that. That is all I want to do. Is just fucking sell that shit. I'm just gonna have to do this because I'll need the money. This is going to be so bad. I'm so bad at this. This is why I'm not into entrepreneurship. Your entrepreneurship is not good for the village. We'll keep your grain processor for the collective for now. Okay. I'm fine with that. Oh. I do not have enough money to harvest all this. Okay. Well, no, I can. I'm getting money. I'm gaining things. I'm one shy. But I should be able to buy it. However, they're probably gonna ask me to have more. Yeah, there's just more. It went downhill fast. They executed General Pika and Horikova, the opposition leaders. The communists destroyed anyone who resisted them. Okay, Jesus Christ. I do not have enough money. I just don't have enough money. Like, I can literally buy one field at a time. And then I don't have enough to really plant anything. Which I think is kind of the point. I don't think there's a way to do this well. Of course, the collective will buy something from you. We'll set the price fairly in the best interest of the village. You can have this because I hate it.
Ten rok Pláteník
That year,
vstoupil do
Platonik
družstva.
joined the collective.
Říkal, že dobrovolně,
He said
ale
it was
tátkovi se
voluntary,
pak
but he
v hospodě
avoided my dad
vyhýbal.
in the pub after that. Don't think we've forgotten you. You're one of the last to go against the village. We'll see how that works out. So, I need to plant, milk, plant. Then I can harvest, and then maybe I can try to buy. Harvest moon. Milk. Like, I'm not able to buy anything. Oh, we're so screwed. I'll sell my cow.
Komunisti začali ve
The
velkém
communists began to
likvidovat
really crack
rolníky.
down on big farmers. Dad
Táta
couldn't
nemohl
sleep
v
at
noci
night.
spát. Klepal mu vyhrožoval, že ho nechá
Klepel threatened to
zavřít.
have him arrested, and who
A
knows
kdo
what
ví,
would
co
have
by
happened to
bylo s ním.
me. That daughter of yours is growing up. Have you thought about joining the cooperative? It would be better for your family if we all worked together. So their communism was still a bit shit. I feel like that's kind of communism in general. Like, it's a neat idea. Like, the idea itself is solid, but the execution is always a bit shit. Do I just want to buy a fucking extra field. I don't have enough! I'm so screwed. Oops a doodle. Harvest. And I'm gonna have to sell one. Because this is not gonna work out. Oh, 48,000. Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna have to sell both of these off. But that means I'm gonna be even further away
Začali
from...
dělat seznamy vesnických
Lists of the
boháčů.
so-called country rich were
Soudy je
made.
posílali do vězení.
The courts sent them to prison,
Někdy i na smrt.
sometimes to even to death. Plant. I don't have enough, so I have to just go. Had open borders, and we had a seaside that attracts tons of tourists. Interesting. Oh yeah, it does remind me of Don't Starve. I feel like, honestly, if you want to shame someone deeply, apparently sad accordion is how to do it. Because I feel deeply shamed. I don't have enough. I can't hear. Only a few big farmers were able to hold out this long. Dad was being threatened. He gave in and joined the collective in 1952. Svoboda, February 1952. Like, I only farm in League of Legends. I'm so sorry. They just evicted a family from a nearby village. It's just like Russia, so I signed it. Guy did zoomies past that dude. Sit down, Vacek. Let's get straight to the point. You know why we've asked you to come here. I do, but I won't sign anything. Look here, Vacek. You've got to sign it. This isn't as easy as you think. We all have our duties, our orders. You got a daughter. What's best for her? And Vivek has already signed too. Besides, Kleppel is after you. And when the agricultural secretary is after you, nothing can help. I fucked that up. I fucked that last bit up. I'm so sorry. Reading is hard. Reading is fundamental yet also hard some days. You love the Czech Republic? They get pretty cold out there. I don't think I could. I've heard the temperature-wise is ridiculously cold. And I'm not good with cold. I feel like I'm better with heat. I know people are like, oh, after a little bit, like you can put on more clothes when you're cold, but with heat, you can only just keep taking stuff off. And eventually you're just hot, but I don't know why. I'm always better with heat. At least in, like, living or vacationing. This could very well be your last taste of freedom. Sorry for being late. I got held up on my way here. Do we have everyone? Not entirely. The check here isn't fully certain. Well, we can do this the hard way if the easy way isn't working. I've heard. You're packed, right?
Nechali nás sice na tom
They let us
statku
keep living
bydlet,
on our
ale
farm, but now it belonged to the
všechno
state
už patřilo
cooperative.
družstvu. No vidíte, jsem se
Would
tady
you look at that?
rozpovídala,
Me
přitom
talking
o
your ear
těch
off when I
věcech
never
vůbec
speak about these
nemluvím.
things.
Ani nikdo z vesnice
Absolutely
se k
no
tomu
one
nechce
around here has
vracet.
any desire to dwell in the past. But you didn't get the farm back after the fall of communism. Why did Kleppel pressure your father to join the collective farm? I think we can kind of guess the reasons for that. You didn't get the farm back?
Nestokovala.
No, I did.
A v
Actually,
rámci
during the
těch tahanic
restitution
kolem
scramble, I
restituce
helped a
jsem
bunch of
pomohla
people.
více lidem. Nebylo to vůbec
It was
jednoduché, nikdo
extremely
tomu
complex.
nerozuměl, tak jsem
Nobody
začala
understood
studovat
anything, so
zákony.
I started to study the laws.
Pak jsem pochopila,
Then I
že
realized
potřebuji
I would
mít
need
nějakou
more
podporu,
support.
tak jsem vstoupila
So I
do
entered
politiky a
politics and ended
nakonec
up
jsem
here.
skončila tady. Ale na tom
But I
statku
wasn't
jsem
attached
nějak
to the farm. I couldn't
nebyla.
imagine myself
Nedovedla jsem si představit, že bych začala podnikat v
building a career in
zemědělství.
agriculture. Was it Kleppel's son who bought your farm? I assume you weren't allowed into college until after communism? That would be interesting to know. But for story-wise, I would almost say Kleppel's son.
To jsou paradoxy.
The paradoxes of life,
Starý
right?
Kleppel
Kleppel
nás
Sr. hated
nenáviděl.
us.
Vlastně
He
zničil.
ruined us. Actually, and here
A
I
já
go,
prodám
selling our
statek
farmstead to his
mladému
son.
Kleppalovi. Ale co, tak.
But look,
šel
I did
mi
it for the sake of the
vesnici,
village. He employs a
on
lot of
tady
people around here.
nabízí práci hodně lidem. A já k tomu statku
And I
už
no longer
stejně
felt a
neměla
connection to
žádný
the farm
vztah.
anyway.
Kdybyste něco potřebovali, tak se stavte později.
If you need anything else, please feel free to stop by later. Bye. I'm sure you got a meeting you've got to get to. Okay, so we have all of the things, all of the stuffs. I can talk to this guy again, because I have nothing with him previously. He refused to speak with me last time. Which, I mean, no is a full sentence. You can just say you don't want to talk to someone. They can't really do anything about it.
Už jste tady zase?
Please feel free to keep them to yourself. Oh, you're back. I found some photos in the school. Could I tell you about them?
jaký to má smysl se v tom
Look, what's the
přehrávat.
point in digging up the past?
Škola za záchranu.
The school isn't worth saving. A few photos won't
Nějaký
change that.
fotky, na tom nic nezmění.
It has an interesting history, but the school isn't worth saving. What if I talk to him? What if I'm on your side? Would he work with me then?
A prosím vás, jakou historii
Oh,
máte
really?
na
What
mysli?
history do you mean?
Tu, že
When
se
the
tu
Germans
povníkově
sauntered in after
roztahovali
the Munich
Němci
Agreement,
a lidi jako můj
or
otec,
when
kteří
people
se
like
jim
my father
postavili,
who stood up to them ended
končili
up in
v
concentration
koncentrácích
camps
a
or
na
executed.
šibenicích. A teď tu bude nějaká
But now some
sudeťačka
Sudetenland woman shows up
šířit
spreading
pomluvy a
slander
vykládat o tom, že odsun byl
and whining about how the
nespravedlnost.
expulsion wasn't fair. Like, okay, I don't want to like say this, but I'm gonna. Grandpa hats like this, angry old men wear them. Have you met a single one? And this includes my grandpa. I loved my grandpa, but he wore a grandpa hat and he was kind of nasty to a lot of people. Not me. But usually these gentlemen, they're like, it's like a signal. It's like a bad signal for, I usually treat some members of my family okay, but fuck you. Mostly, predominantly. I feel like the grandpa hat is a signal of angry old man. I was told that your father held important posts. Were people killed here? I've heard talk that some Germans died here after the war. There's an entire generation where this. I'm so sorry, Delboy. You do realize what would have happened here if the Germans had we'd all be speaking German or we wouldn't be here at all. The Germans got off easy after the war. Even before it ended, we had dozens of prisoners die here as they passed in death marches. Like, sorry, Delboy's the exception, okay? You ready to fight a generation of old men? Yeah. Come at me. All right? I'll grab a walker. I'll fight you. I'll fight you to the death. It's not that far away for you. I'm so sorry. I said that out loud. Oh, I have one of those hats. Zeno, okay, Delboy and you are the exception. Delboy and you are the exception to the rule. I'll take it. I'll be in jail, okay? It's fine. I'll be here. Back in style among young people some 10 years ago. Here's the thing. I can't talk shit. I wore a newsboy cap for the longest time because I thought it made me look like Emma Peel. It did not. Spoiler alert. Get those tennis balls on the walker for bonus decks. You can like pop people. Hey, I fight an old man every day. He's right here. Don't you dare.
Put it on.
Don't you dare.
Show them.
Don't you dare do this to me.
Why don't you show them? Why don't you show them?
Okay, so apparently I'm being publicly shamed by Shitoken. He said I have to put this on now because I've been making fun of old men. Okay, I own this hat. All right, I can't talk shit. I own this hat. Okay. All right, I wore this in college. Okay, I can't talk shit. I've been outed. Spoiler alert, I can fight them because I am an old man, okay? I'm an old man. I'm an angry old man. Spoiler alert, I was an angry old man the whole time. That's how I got you.
Dating myself.
You're dating yourself. You're like Loki. Sorry. This is my hat. Token standing up for hat enthusiasts. I think it looks cute. I think I look cute. I'm sorry. But yeah, I do have this hat. Also, it looks really good with my ukulele. Look, this guy's so exhausted. This guy's like, we're talking about deaths. Jess, hold up. Hold up! Oh! Look how cute I look. Like, it's very out of tune. But look. It's very out of tune. But I could be here, and I could be like, I could play you songs. I just look like a college dude in a movie. Like, not the main character, but like a side character. That's like the friend of the friend. Yeah, you got big protagonist energy, babe. Congratulations. I'll put that on my collection of hats. And now, Wonderwall. It's so out of tune, Fez. I'd have to retune it and play Wonderwall. I could try. Hold up. I could try and tune it. We could take a break. Like a breather. If we're gonna be talking about death for a while. Is this dead? Is this also dead? Nope, it's alive. Okay. It was alive! Red, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, so here's how you tune a ukulele. Sidebar. I own a grandpa hat and I am deeply offended. I am so sorry, Padmore. If it helps. So it's GCEA or George Clooney eats ass. So that's how you remember. Okay. And then C. Oh, that was like real. I haven't gotten to play it for like weeks. Yeah. This guy's like straight up. I will say, this old man is staring at me right now. And he's just huffing the whole time, which is making me a little bit anxious. So just FYI. Just so you know what's going on. Yeah, okay. Almost. I had it, and then I went too far. Oh, this one's like real low. He's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jess? I'm like, I'm making magic happen, sir. Can you take a moment? Okay, we went too far. We went too far. Okay, I'll put my hat on. And then I just like, and then I hit you with those sick ass tunes. I know. I'm sorry. There's so much genitalia that wants me right now. You're gonna have to leave me. So that I can have more options. You know what I'm saying? Just, there's so much. Anyway, Anthony, hold that for me. Okay. I hope that was good for you. Double Brook, what up? Welcome to Svoboda, 1945 Liberation. That wasn't it. That was me playing the ukulele. Also, this is a stream that is not sponsored by Tums, but Tums, if you would like to, you know, talk to me, I'm just saying, I would be open to it. There is a TW because it's about World War II, and there's a lot of death and sadness and stuff. Oh shit, I forgot I was gonna make your lunch. I'm a horrible person. I called you old, and I didn't even help make your lunch. I'm so sorry. Usually I make Shitoken's lunch, and today I was shitting out my entire body, so I completely forgot. Okay. Thanks, Doublebrook, for the bonk. I deserve it. Thank you for the 75 bonk bids. Before we hop back into it, I'm going to quickly just go off onto the BRB screen so that I can say bid adieu to this gentleman before he leaves. But I love you all. Thank you, Argo, for popping that up. I will be right back. Enjoy listening to this man breathe for half a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Now I get to listen to an old man be agitated endlessly. Yeah, you're watching my stream, so of course. Were you here to see it yourself? I wasn't born yet, but my mother said it was terrible. Oh shit, oh god, oh fuck, oh shit. Why did it go away? No! Apparently an SS unit came through, we know that much. FNA, what up? We are learning about World War II today. How are you? Mayor, where's the mayor? She's in her office giving me the death glare. Oh my god, that man would... does every person in this game have a glorious mustache? The district office already called us. We need to find your living quarters. Glad to hear, so it's no problem. But we only have 2 empty barns to spare. Go back. Thanks, Sino. I appreciate it. Don't worry about it. That'll do. For so many people, they'll either have to fit in or sleep in the fields. You already ate your dinner this morning, so get on inside. Prepare some food for tomorrow. We leave early, but Lieutenant, the harvest is far off yet and having to supply provisions. Then they won't eat at all. If you can't even find some rotten potatoes or turnips, I'll try to ask around the village. Make sure we have a grave in the cemetery. Maybe for 20, they're dropping like flies. Oh no. Oh, this is so depressing. Oh, my heart. Peter, we should get out of here. Now's our chance. My mom said, oh shit, oh fuck, oh god, oh shit. Honestly, it would have been. My god, Peter, why won't you wake up? Peter, wake up. Oh no. Not mass graves on a Saturday. Take a break if you need one. Get a move on, there's a long road ahead of us.
Za jedinou noc
20 of them died in a
zemřelo.
single night and several were shot
Některý
dead for no
bezdůvodně
reason.
zastřelili. Jestli chcete o Němcích něco
Want to find
vědět,
out what the
tak si
Germans were
běžte
like? Take a look at the
podívat
graves of
náhrobky
those poor
kuřáků.
souls.
Tady na hřbitově.
Over in the cemetery. Just in case you couldn't tell, the guy with the evil face and the skull on his hat is the bad guy. He is the villain. For real though, fuck USS. It's the 40s, everyone had a mustache. Was it like required? I feel like it was a thing. It was like a status. It was a status thing. It's like, look at this thing on my face. Did you know that Mrs. Gotts wants to help save the school? Isn't that enough of a reason? But the Germans from Svoboda had nothing to do with that. It's enough of a
Prosím
reason.
vás.
Now really, who would
Kdo by
come here
sem
to see
jezdil
some
za nějakou
memorial site
pamětní
anyway?
síní? Ať se obec stará o
Our
ty, co
village
tady
should take care of
pracují
those who
a žijou.
actually live and work here. Like, I sort of see his point, because the town is actively not doing well. It wasn't real? I just don't understand how you can claim shit like that wasn't real. However, I mean, look at us. We're, like, in 2021, and people are claiming, like, COVID is still not real. People can deny things in a manner that blows my mind. It's an amazing story. I keep thinking it's Sunday. I can't pass. I can't. I keep thinking it's Sunday. Fuck you. Can I, Zeno, can you wear your grandpa hat and yell that at me when we meet? Just like wear your grandpa hat and be like, hi, Jess. I keep thinking it's Sunday. Fuck you, SS. Excuse me, could you tell me why you're here?
No, chtěla jsem se
Well, I
podívat
guess I wanted to see the place where I was
na
born,
místo,
our
kde jsem
family
se
home.
narodila a na rodný dům a hlavně jsem chtěla to místo
Mainly, I want to show
ukázat
it to my granddaughter because I might not have a
protože
chance later.
později už by třeba nebyla příležitost. No, já vím, asi jsem to měla
suppose I should
udělat
have done it
dřív, ale
sooner, but
nějak
there's never
pořád
enough
nebyl
time.
čas a vlastně
And perhaps I didn't
možná
have the courage.
ani odvaha. Teď se chci
Now,
postarat
I'd like to
aspoň
tend to our
o
family
rodinný
grave at
hrob.
least. It's in bad
Ten je
shape.
v hrozném stavu.
I'm surprised I can't look at the cemetery itself. What do you mean in terrible shape?
No, tak je vidět, že
Well,
se o
it's
obec po
obvious
válce
that no
nikdo
one has
moc
been taking care of the
nestaral.
village since the
Víte, taková
war. You know,
tolpa
that's how
vždycky,
it
když
is when
lidé
people
nemají
have no
vztah k
connection to the
místu
place they
ani k těm,
live,
kteří tam
or to
žili
the
před
people
nimi.
who lived there before them. If you don't like it here, nobody's forcing you to stay. That's so aggressive. Just like randomly, if you don't like it, you can just go. So it'll be the greatest shit. It'll be so good. Why'd you have to leave?
No tak maminka byla sice
So my mom was
Češka,
Czech,
ale
but my
táta byl
father was
Němec.
German.
A když se
My
vzali,
mom
tak maminka
automatically
automaticky
received German
získala
citizenship when they
německé
got married.
občanství. Po válce jí brali
After the war, they
jako
labeled her a
Němku,
German,
jinak by
otherwise they
ji
wouldn't have
odvezli.
taken her away.
Já jsem zůstala
My
sama
German aunt took me
s
in. After some
německou
time, they
tetou,
took us away
takže
as
nás
well.
po čase odvezli taky.
Okay. Oh, it's grayed out. I can't talk to her anymore. So that means I've hit my limit. Let me go over this guy. We've never talked to him before. Had a summer cottage in Svoboda. Helped organize the German expulsions. We still gotta find Rudolph too. Hello?
Dobrý den.
Let me speak. I'm surveying the school.
No já nevím.
I don't know.
Asi vám s tím moc
I don't know if I
nepomůžu.
will be much help.
No tak co, pojďte
All right,
dál.
come in. That's how I act about everything. Like, just like, I don't know if I'll be much help, but you can talk to me.
No tak povídejte,
Isn't it,
co vás
Luke?
zajímá.
Okay, then ask away. What are you interested in? Like, okay, is this a fun game to play? Not really. I will say that. But is it a fascinating game? Is it a really well done game? It's fucking great. Like, it's one of those games that's like, it's so well done. I cannot express to you what a joy it is to play, but in a different way, you know? It's not like Boyfriend Dungeon necessarily, where it's fun, but it's fun in a different way. It's so well done. It's so educational. It's so, like, the acting's good and the lighting's good, and it's just like the footage and the cartoons and the other stuff is just really well done. But it pulls no punches. This amazes me. You should check out their other one, Zeno. It's Etiton 1942. It's also on Steam. I probably won't play that one on stream, but it's available. Can I show you some old photos I found at the school? Can I ask you a few things? Yeah, you get that here.
Ale
We're in Svoboda?
to vás
No,
asi
you've got the
špatně
wrong information.
informovali. Já jsem sloužil
I
v
was stationed in
obrněném
an
vlaku
armored train. We
Praha
came to the northern
a my jsme
borderlands
odjeli do severního pohraničí hlídat vlastně
to protect train lines.
železniční tratě. A
And I got here much later after the Revolutionary Guards were already
když už byly
disbanded.
rozpuštěný revoluční gardy a já jsem
And then
narukoval
I
jako
enlisted
voják.
in the army. Give that man that's for real. I know what you mean. I wouldn't call Spec Ops The Line fun, but I'm glad I played it. And this is one of those where it's like, I'm so happy. One, thanks to Charles Games and FMV World, as always, for the code. But I'm really glad I played it, because it's fucking great. Also, did you all see this? You can go into this encyclopedia and you can look up shit if you don't know the definitions for it, which I think is really, really nice. What's that? You can hear their jowls. It's a little off-putting. Looting abandoned property?
Tak to není tak jednoznačné. Oni totiž označují
Things
tím
aren't so
názvem
clear-cut. Today we seem to call
To znamená,
everyone
i ty
revolutionary
divoké
guards,
bandy
including
vlastně bez
disorganized and violent
organizace,
mobs of
které
men that went around
rabovali
looting
a
and even
vraždili i
murdering some of the
nějaké ty
Germans in the
Němce. Ale
borderlands.
my jsme měli
But
organizaci,
actual
my
guards
jsme
were
plnili
organized. We carried
rozkazy
out orders.
a my jsme
We were
vlastně
there to bring
zajišťovali
order to
pořádek v
northern
severních
Czechia
Čechách
and
v
also
pohraničí
the borderlands,
a
and to
hlídali
guard
tratě.
the train lines. Weren't the guards also in charge of the German expulsions? So all the stuff about the looting guards isn't
Ale
true?
no tak
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, not entirely.
těžko říct, to na to nebylo tak
So,
úplně.
so yes,
Rabovalo
they
se
were.
určitě,
There were
ale my jsme
lootings,
byli
definitely, but we were an
organizovaná
organized
jednotka
unit.
zarabování.
And we were
Byly
severely
velice
punished if
přísné
we were caught
tresty,
looting.
dokonce
But did you
vyšel
loot?
jednou
I
rozkaz,
remember
že
an
kdo byl
order went out
přistižený,
that
tak byl na
anyone caught
místě
looting would be shot on
zastřelen.
the spot. But did you still loot? You just didn't get caught? Horrible things, amazing things, moments of comradeship between opposing forces. For real. Got to sink the French fleet, so like, good times. Fez is still celebrating. I can't believe I never thought in my life that I would be streaming something or talking about it where someone goes, the Brits got to sink the French fleet, and someone uses a hype emote. We are living in a strange time! I just really want like a World War II book where it's just Twitch chat recounting World War II. So my neighbor just blamed my gravel for making him fall, but I'm sure it was his dumb ass fault. Oh my god, Leaf, that's 10 out of 10. You know what? That's a concrete reason. It's sad how the sad shitfest called World War II is an example of the very clear-cut good versus evil war. It kind of is, weirdly. Has anybody seen The Producers? I always think of it because of the fact that they make that play about Hitler. Springtime for Hitler in Germany. Winter for Poland and France. It's not that strange seeing the French fleet as a national pastime for us, I swear. Why do you associate with the guards with looting?
Těžko říct, protože
Hard to
byla
say, it was
tehdy
really
obzvláště
chaotic,
v
especially in the
pohraničí zmatená
borderlands at the
situace,
time.
tak se to dalo
So it's easy to pin the
lehce
blame
hodit
on
na
the Revolutionary
revoluční
Guards.
gardy. Ovšem ty už
But
byly
they were
koncem
disbanded by the
června
end of June
45,
1945, 6 weeks after the war
prakticky 5 až 6
ended.
týdnů po skončení války zrušeny.
Some of us returned to civilian life,
Někteří z
some
nás
joined the
odešli
National
do
Security
civilu,
Corps,
někteří odešli k SNB, no a někteří
and some
museli
had to complete
nastoupit
their
vojenskou
mandatory
službu.
military service.
A přitom
And we were no
my jsme
rookies
vlastně nebyli
either.
žádní zelenáči, protože jsme se
Having
zúčastnili
fought in the
pražského
Prague
povstání.
uprising. How'd you become involved in the
Asi
uprising?
jako každý.
It's a pretty common story,
Prostě
I
jsme
guess. We
slyšeli
heard the call
5.
to join the
května
uprising
poledne
broadcast by
volání
Czech
Českého
Radio on May
rozhlasu
5th,
o pomoc,
1945.
tak jsme se tam
So
přirozeně
naturally, we
vydali.
headed out to help.
Ale už u Volšan jsme
By the time
potkali
we made it to the
jednotku, která
cemeteries at
odzbrojovala
Alsani,
Němce.
we met a unit disarming
Tak jsme se
Germans.
taky
We
přidali
joined
a
them in
za
half
půl
an hour.
hodiny
We
už
were
jsme
armed
měli
with so
tolik
many
zbraní, že
weapons.
jsme si mohli
We were
troufnout
able to venture
na
out and
německou
take on a German
posádku v reálném
garrison
gymnáziu na
stationed in the high
náměstí
school
Jiřího
at Yuri
Lobkovic.
Lobkowitz Square. Is the new one any good? I did not like the new one. if you like the old one, I think you will be disappointed by the new producers. One, okay, I'll say it. I'm not a fan of Matthew Broderick. I never have been. But my favorite Matthew Broderick thing is probably the Godzilla movie, which is saying something. Don't think he's very good in it, and it's hard to top the original cast, but I didn't care for it. So what happened next?
My jsme
So all we
totiž
had
měli
were
jenom
small
lehký
arms,
ruční zbraně.
handguns, an anti-tank
Pušky,
gun or
nějaký
two,
ten Panzerfaust a nějaký
and a few
kulomet a
machine
nebylo
guns,
jich
but
moc.
not
To
many.
Němci proti nám měli
Unlike us, the Germans had at their
obrněnou
disposal
techniku,
armored vehicles,
dělostřelectvo,
artillery, and air
letectvo.
force.
A když potom
A German jet fighter
udělali
bombed the
nálet
central
na
radio
budovu
station and
rozhlasu,
nearly
těžce ji
destroyed it.
poškodili, tak se i
So the
vysílání
resistance
muselo
had to relocate
přemístit
to
jinam.
broadcast from somewhere
Takže
else.
jsme
The only
mohli
military
proti nim
vehicles we had to
vlastně
use against
jako
them were the
těžší
armored
techniku
trains.
zasadit pouze pancéřové vlaky. No a
And I was
na
stationed
jednom
in
z
one
nich
of them
právě ve
at the
Vršovicích jsem
Versovich
sloužil.
station. Mel Brooks, may I write the first one? That is correct. I'm also surprised at the length of this. I thought it was going to be like maybe an hour or two tops. We've stopped and we've talked for a little bit, but it seems like it would be quite a long story too. The Germans destroyed the Zizka train. We must get it out of the station. The Orlik train can support us from Mishla station. He made the second one too, yes. This is what I'm going to use for my hype train. I'm going to have a cartoon train that does that. Watch out on your left. Fire. Less the guns, less the brutality, and more just like, maybe I will have a gun, but it'll like shoot biddies out. What are our casualties? Well, we've got Jack Kerouac here. Just a few scratches, nothing serious. Good, we'll be back at the station soon. Were trains like this all over Prague?
Ne, protože
No, they
hlavní
weren't. The Germans
nádraží
still held the
obsadili
central
Němci.
train station.
Tak jsme používali
So we could only use
pouze
stations outside the
nádraží
center, such as the
jednak v
one
Rostokách u Prahy, jednak
in
Smíchovské nádraží a
Rostoki, a town near
hlavně
Prague, and two
nádraží
directly
Vršovice.
inside Prague. I found some old photos. Can you tell me anything about them?
ukažte.
Sure, let me take a look. I'm gonna get something to eat. Enjoy your BRB and enjoy your food. Thanks for hanging out, Zeno. I read a memoir of an SS officer once who was very critical of the Nazi regime. Immediately after Amazon thought I wanted Holocaust denial literature. Oh my god. It's like Amazon tries its best, but sometimes it does not understand. It doesn't. Amazon recommendations don't know what I want in life.
Ne, tak tyhle lidi já vůbec
No, I
neznám.
have no idea who these people
To
are.
jsou zřejmě nějaký
Looks like
němečtí
German peasants from the olden days.
starousedlíci. Když já jsem sem v
When I
tom
got here in
640. přišel,
1946,
tak už ten odsun
The
probíhal
Germans were already being
a ty už byli
expelled, so these
všichni
people were no
pryč.
longer around. Talk about my G-pop.
Tak tohle
I
člověka
have no
vůbec
idea who
neznám,
that
ale
is, but
podle toho,
not judging
co
by
má na
his
sobě,
uniform.
šlo o jednoho z těch
It's one of those Revolutionary Guard
revolučních
volunteers who showed up.
dobrovolníků, kteří se tady objevili potom v době divokého
While Germans were being
odsunu, jak
expelled
se
during the so-called
dnes
wild
těm
expulsions.
excesům, které se děly, říká. Já nechci nic
I
vysvětlovat,
don't want to
ale
get into
myslím
this,
si,
but I
že
think
ta
the expulsions were the right
myšlenka
thing to
odsunu
do.
byla správná. Vždyť my jsme chtěli
I mean, we
vybudovat
wanted to create a
novou,
new, strong
silnou,
republic, strong from the
vnitřně silnou
inside, that is.
republiku. Aby bylo jasno,
To be clear, I
nemám na
don't think
mysli,
we should have
že
involved the
by se
entire
mělo
German
to týkat
minority,
celé německé menšiny, ale většina z nich
but most of
se
them committed
proti
offenses against
Československu provinila.
Czechoslovakia.
To je, myslím,
I don't
naprosto
think
bez
anybody would argue with
debat.
that. Well, that was not... Can you tell me something about the school's history? Didn't we ask a similar question to what were you doing in Svoboda at the end of the war? I thought we already asked something like that. You liked Mouse. Great comic. Surprisingly funny considering the subject. It's been years and years since I read Mouse, but yeah.
O tom vlastně
I
vůbec
wonder if
nic
they
nevím,
took
to by vám
inspiration.
pověděl
I'm
můj
afraid I
švagr,
don't really know. Try my
studnička.
brother-in-law.
Já jsem vlastně v té
He knows
škole
everything there
spal
is to know.
jednu jedinou noc v 46.
As for myself, I only
když se
remember
prováděl
sleeping
ten
over in the school just
organizovaný
once
odsun
in
Němců.
1946. Svoboda, March 1946. Thankfully, I drew it out. Here it is. As I have said, the mass expulsion of Germans is absolutely necessary to ensure the security of our republic. I insist on appropriate military conduct as you carry out your orders as they are given. Individual groups are to meet at the assembly point at 4 p.m. Planned departure of the transport is scheduled at 5 p.m. I would love if my memories were drawn out like this. Can you imagine if you just remembered shit like this? Man, the crowds are wreaking havoc. I even had a close call with the Gestapo. During the Prague uprising, they were massacring Czechs, yeah? Especially the SS, and they were most brutal towards civilians. A student are very cold. I'm wondering if it's student, considering the whole school vibe and stuff. Animals, so why shouldn't I take a few swipes back? Hell yeah. Just punch him. Corporal? Yes, Lieutenant? You will oversee the housing of the men. Report back to me afterward. Yes, sir. Our provisions are in the school. The men have portioned the rations and are preparing thermoses of tea. All right, let's pay the mayor a visit. Good evening. Oh, that's the lady from the fucking picture! The drawing. Teehee. Careful, Crash Car, or you won't be going home. It was nice that she just stayed like that so that he could draw her real fast. Here's a list of names. You will cross them off. The Germans have orders to gather on the square with their allowed baggage. I hope there won't be any trouble. Yes, sir. And maybe that pretty lady from yesterday will come see us off. Eh, Corporal? Dismissed. Without remembering everything as a comic book. Fair enough. This is a list of Krauts. This is a day they won't soon forget, without a doubt. It's interesting, too, because every single character within the story relates back to each other. So, like, this guy is literally the person that kicks the dog. I'm so glad they didn't make us go through that again. So who was the girl that you met? I wonder if I can show the picture.
To je přece moje žena.
Well, that's my wife. She's
Studníčkova sestra.
Studnika's sister. I met her while I was here completing my military service. It was true love, so we got married right after my service ended.
Jsme se vzali a mě to táhlo
I was itching to work in a
zpátky
factory
zase
again,
do
so she
fabriky,
came back with me to
samozřejmě,
Prague.
tak šla se mnou do Prahy. No a teprve
And
v
it wasn't until
67. roce
1967 that we managed to buy
se
this
nám
cottage
podařilo
here.
koupit tuhle chalupu, abychom měli kam
To have
jezdit
some
na
place to go on weekends
víkendy
and
a
summer holidays, and
na
that's about it.
dovolenou. No a to je asi všechno. Teď už mě omluvte.
And now, if you would
Mám ještě
excuse
jinou
me, I still have
práci,
some
tak
work to do. Goodbye.
nashledanou.
Do they all work from home? What the fuck is their work? What do they do? Like, what? I know some of what they do, like the mayor and the historians and whatnot, but like, who's doing what? What's over here? Oh, B-roll is over here. That would be my guess, as farmers. I really want to learn so many languages, Spam. I have to keep coming here all the time because of this damn graffiti. To scrub off these swastikas, they have no respect for the dead. I'm like a big fan of cemeteries and also like keeping them nice. I've always thought about possibly volunteering and like helping with gravestones and stuff. Sorry, do we know each other? I'm doing a survey of the school. Hello, were you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Because I don't see anybody else, so you must be talking to me. Right, you're that hotshot preservationist. Can preservationists be hotshots? It's been talking to the pub about that survey of yours and the demolition of the school. And do you know anything about the school? I know only what everyone else knows. That school is filled with memories. Studenica is taking it too far, wanting to conserve and display these memories, and then to oversee the whole thing. He's been pushing for it to happen and getting on everybody's nerves. Maybe it's all for the best if they just tear the school down. You really think that? Look, I don't really care. It's not about me. I've just got some family gravestone here, and a summer home in the village. Studnika, I mean, he's a pretty decent guy. I understand that people are annoyed by how stubborn he's being, but he's the only one who cares about preserving the past. The others don't care at all. They'd be happier if nobody was talking about it, because God knows what he'll find, what things would surface. That would be unpleasant to deal with. Inter-Slavic, it's a constructed language like Esperanto, but for Slavic languages. All Slavs understand it surprisingly well. Ooh, that's interesting. I'd never heard of that before. still transfer over with the same meaning, particularly if you're learning like a set of something. Like if you're learning the Romance languages, you can tend to just know multiple things. Like if you learn Latin, then you can figure it out. Some swears do. What is it that the locals don't want to talk about? Look, I've only heard stories like those German soldiers who were going by the school. And a stray bullet killed Vacek Jr. while he was messing around in the attic. Yeah, and a lot of other things are connected to that school, the wild expulsions and all that, but nobody wants to talk about that now. Everyone wants to just sweep it under the rug. I don't agree with that personally because the truth will always come out. Sooner or later, and usually ends up being worse. Let me help you with that gravestone. And I don't, oh, do I do this? Oh, does that, wait, what is this? Oh, I put those up. I just put them back. I don't like that. I feel like let me help you with that gravestone became I will take care of that. This is Nancy Drew. That sound, I'm sorry. Putting the swipe in ASMR. I was wondering if this was his parents. No, those are my grandparents. Okay. My grandpa was German and my grandma was a German Jew. But thanks to my grandfather, she was left alone. Meanwhile, I ended up in Auschwitz with my parents because my dad's Jewish. How come your grandparents weren't expelled after the war? It was close. My grandfather was German, but he couldn't stand the Nazis. And with my grandmother being Jewish, it wasn't an easy time for them. Thankfully, they survived without any problems. But then after the war, when everyone thought there would finally be peace, I survived Auschwitz and returned home, but I couldn't believe my eyes. The things that were happening, these wild expulsions, all the Germans lumped together as second-class citizens driven out, expelled. If I hadn't obtained for them a certificate of their anti-fascism, they would have been expelled. So what happened to them? Thankfully, everything turned out well because I managed to obtain a certificate of national reliability, and in addition, old Vacek gave me another certificate stating that they had been anti-fascists. And it also helped that before the war, I was a member of the Communist Party. So basically, I was a bit German, a bit Jewish, a bit Czech, and a communist to boot. He looked so proud! That little smile made me happy. Is Hotchkiss after the inventor of the stapler? That's actually really interesting. What exactly did you write down in that appeal? It was no easy task arranging an exemption for my grandfather. Things were really tense, and no one had the patience for long stories. And no one cared that my parents never returned from Auschwitz. Search Grandpa's documents? My grandmother Sarah was Jewish. During the occupation, the Nazis pressured my grandfather to divorce her, but he wouldn't. Thankfully, they both survived the war. Before 1938, my grandfather was a member of the German Social Democratic Workers' Party in Czechoslovakia. He never voted for the Nazis. At the very end of the war, my grandparents hid in the barn of a man who had fled from Germany. He had been forcefully deployed there. They helped him return home. As a memento, he gave them this owl, which he carved himself. And if you end up not knowing the provenance of it, it's a whodunit. It could be because I can't understand the language, but the acting feels really natural. That's what I'm wondering too, Fez! I'm like, holy shit, it's so natural. And I'm very confused. I don't think... It doesn't even feel like acting. My mother, who is my grandfather's daughter, was taken by the Nazis to Terezin and then to Auschwitz and never returned. Attached is the last letter she sent to her parents. Okay, so we don't really read them. Prague, April 16th, 1945, Ministry of Interior, Czechoslovak Republic. According to the program of the Czechoslovak government, all German anti-Nazis and anti-fascists who had actively fought against German fascism before the breakup of the Republic and who continued in these activities against German fascist occupation, especially during the war, will be granted Czechoslovak citizenship. The Ministry of Interior requests that such persons of German nationality and their families, excluding those guilty of collaboration, be treated differently from other Germans. These Germans are to enjoy enjoy the protection of Czechoslovak state authorities, the national committees will hereby issue official statements of verification to state-trusted Germans, especially communists and socialists, whose membership is recognized, thereby protecting them from interventions against other Germans by the Czechoslovak state or allied powers. Exceptions to the measures against Germans. Czech Press Office, June 8, 1945. In response to numerous inquiries from national committees and administrative commissions, the Ministry of the Interior reports, the following are exempted from the measures taken against the Germans: those who have returned from concentration camps and prisons if they were there as a result of political or racial oppression, those who have been proven to have actively supported the Czech nation in its struggle against Nazism, employees who are absolutely necessary to maintain the operation of a factory. The National Committee's administrative commissions, as well as the law enforcement authorities, shall provide these persons with protection for their persons and their property. I'll write a request. I am requesting, along with my wife Sarah, to be exempted from the limits placed on Germans in Czechoslovakia for the following reasons. Before 1938, I was a member of the German Social Democratic Party. I remained loyal. I voted for the students, and however, during the war, I changed my passion. I tend to lean to... Ooh. During the war, I never in any way violated my civil responsibilities. My family suffered under the Nazi terror. I'm gonna do that. Before liberation, I actively participated in the fight against the occupation. I supported local partisans operating. Before liberations, I was actively helping a fugitive who escaped. I'm gonna say the first one. This request would not have worked. Grandpa didn't help the partisans. Exaggerations like this didn't work in the post-war era. Grandpa would have been expelled at the slightest hint of doubt. I emphasized in the request that Grandpa hit a man who fled his forced labor battalion. Here's the thing, right? I was wondering about forced exaggerations, because exaggerations, I think, only worked in like the 90s. I feel like ever since then, before and after, exaggerations have never worked. Can I show these to you? I had cottage pie. We're learning about new people, Zeno. We went to the cemetery, and there's an old man cleaning up his grandparents' grave, and we're talking to them. I wonder if he'll know who she is. I really wish I could have shown the other guy, because he would have known who this woman is. Oh, that's Hedvika. I drew that. You drew that? That's Hedvika Rosenbaum. Also Jewish. A great gal. I was in love with her back in the day. It seems like everybody was. She was my summer fling I never wanted to end. Just like Greece. When I returned the following year, she was nowhere to be found. God knows what happened to her family. Okay, can I show you this? I'll show you Rudolph. Yep, that's Rudolph. He has a bit of a character, that one. Apparently still is. But in his defense, he's had a really tough life. He was from a German family and lost his parents at the end of the war. He ran away somewhere and managed to avoid the expulsion. He came back a troublemaker, been in and out of jail most of his life. He never had a job, never had money, but he was always drunk. Oh, hey, Rudolph and I had something in common. One time I got him out of a real mess. He attacked old Vacek in the pub, screaming that he had killed his parents. What crap. As if Vacek had really sent them to be expelled. These days, I think Rudolph's living somewhere in Kladno in some rooming house. Oh, that's probably where he was walking. And got into a lot of trouble, this guy. I mean, it was the little smile. It was the little fucking smile that did it. You know this guy. I'm just saying, you could tell from the summer fling, this guy fucked. You know it. You know it, okay? It was the little smile that did it. Because the stapler appears to have a long and varied history. I actually know a little bit about the history of the stapler, and it's kind of fascinating. It's kind of the same thing as the history of, like, the telephone. You mean this one? I don't know that guy. Must have been from before I got back. I don't think I ever met him. He looks like some kind of a Revolutionary Guard. Which is basically what everybody says. Nobody seems to know my grandpa. Oh my god, I would love a FMV about the history of the stapler, actually. Charles Games, new request. How'd your drawing end up in the school's attic? That's what I was wondering. Do you have the address? Let's talk about the drawing. And what happened to Hedveka? The Rosenbaums moved into the interior of the country. It's no longer safe for them here in Studentenland. I tried to find out where they went to get their address from somewhere, but I got drafted during the mobilization and I just didn't have time for it. So then after the war, I heard rumors that they ended up moving to America. Do you have the address of the rooming house? Yes, the last time he was here, I wrote it down. I wanted to send him some cash, but somehow I guess it didn't happen. Wait, wasn't it his summer fling? He said he drew her because they had a summer fling. But then he came back and she was gone. Okay, so I've got Kleppel, who hates me. I've got Rudolph. I'm thinking we go and talk to Rudolph, honestly. Oh my god, alternate history where Hitler was a stapler. I think that was put across the desk of the writers of Sliders, and they were like, you know what? I think we'll pass. What do you think, Jerry O'Connell? And he's like, no, I think that's good. Adolf Stapler? Oh no. Do you really? Okay. Oh my God. So do you think it should be like Staples, where it's like invading Poland? That was easy. Blue, what up? We are playing a very strange game today. I'm gonna have some TWs in a moment before we do. But hi everybody. I hope that Dreams Engine was good and that you enjoyed yourself. Welcome on in, Raiders. I'm Jess. You probably know me because I'm literally always over at Blues. But hi, Agent X. Hi, Corpse. I appreciate you being here. Rib Muncher, hi. Doves Fly, hello. If you don't follow Blue, please go give them a follow. They're one of my best friends. I adore them and everything about them. Today is not sponsored by Tums. But I will be taking a lot of these today. So if you have stomach aches, Tums is your go-to. So we're playing Svoboda 1945 Liberation. It's a game about World War II, well, the aftermath of World War II. So there is a lot of war stuff. There is a lot of comments and you know, archival footage of Nazis and things. Hi, RJ. There is a lot of stuff, a death and things. It's not super gory, but it is kind of sad in spots, and it is kind of a serious topic. So if that's not your thing, if you're not interested in doing a historical game today, I totally understand. We got this code from Charles Games and FMV World, so we're playing it today. But I get that. But I hope that you come back if it's not. I play a variety of games, so this isn't what I do. I tell jokes. I play FMVs. I do indie games. And other shit. I do a lot of it. Was that a good promo? That should be my channel trailer. I nailed it. Nailed it. Anyway, Blue, if you have to head out or anything, I hope that you rest. I know you wanted to play... You're going to be playing Fallout 76. Enjoy it. We're going to hang out with this guy. He's got crazy eyes. Oh my god, I'm working through Boyfriend Dungeon 2. And that game is so addictive and fun. I can't wait for us to finish it. I feel like we're probably about like halfway through it. Hi, I'm Jess. I do a lot of shit. It's a weird time. I'm trying to find like an apartment. I'm trying to move. And I'm like super fucking stressed. But usually I stream Thursdays through Sundays at 3 p.m. Still doing that, but you never know. But then made its way to Chibnall, who was immediately inspired, but unfortunately could find a way to convince Whitaker to be a part of it. I'm so glad the evil has been defeated. I cannot tell you how happy I am that Chibnall is not touching Doctor Who anymore. I really was just like, get your mitts off of it. You move the fuck back from my Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker, like, she's a good doctor, right? I actually watched a couple episodes, like, she's good, but it's a shit. Oh, those seasons are shit shows. I'm trying to make my way through them. Rudolph, my first question. Where'd you get that sweater? Where'd you get that sweater, buddy? I would very much like that. Also, I like the idea of just asking, are you the homeless guy? What's it to you? Clearly he's not. He's living in a house. Oh shit. Knock again. Oopsie. Kiko, hi, how are you? I'm sorry, but Mr. Hine told me I should talk to you. What do you want? I found some photos in the attic of the schoolhouse in Svoboda.
To jsou přece moje focky.
Look at these photographs.
vzali? Vy
But
jste
those
se
are my
mě
photos.
hrabali
Where
ve
did you get
věcech.
these? You've been going through my shit? Of course, I'll return them. I'd just like to ask a few questions. Sorry, when I found them, I didn't know they were yours. After I didn't agree with the writing. That's pretty much what happened. I've been trying to go through because I love Doctor Who so much. It's been such a large part of my life. I'm always finding creative ways to tie in the sponsor. That's what I'm going to put in my pitch deck.
Tak pojďte dál.
Come on in. On this episode of Hoarders, we have Rudolph. Oh my god, there's a lady. Damn,
Tak co?
Rudolph! Okay, let's talk. Rudolph, what you getting up to in here, son? Do not demolish. Ooh, is that what that means? Would love to see her with a better head writer. Ooh, Luke, did you hear? Don't take me as... Don't take this as 100%, right? But the people that made the Doctor Who Lonely Assassins game, I literally read an article and I posted in the Discord too. They're making another game and Jodie Whittaker's supposed to be in it. And I'm like, does that mean it's an FMV or is she just going to be using her voice? I'm real excited about it. It's Do Not Disturb. That makes
To
sense.
jsem já.
That's me.
Ani nevím, kdo to tenkrát
I don't even
fotil.
remember who took this photo. What about this one? That's your fam.
To je táta, máma
That's my
a
dad,
Anna.
my mom, and Anna. I've got better news. Oh my god, this is like an episode of This Is Your Life. I'm like your sisters over there in the town, by the way. That's one of those guys who came to our village after the war to arrest Germans and collaborators.
Zatýkat Němce a kolaboranty.
Do you know what happened to your parents after the war? The guardsman is my grandfather. Do you know anything about him?
Já jsem ho neznal.
I didn't know him. He definitely
Naší
wasn't from
vesnice
our
určitě
village.
nebyl. Ale určitě
But he
přítel s
must have
těma
come here with the
ostatníma.
others.
Ale pamatuju si ho
I
dobře.
remember him well, though.
Když začali gardisté
When the
zatýkat
guards started
Němce,
arresting Germans, they
tak je
locked them in
dávali
the
do
school.
školy. Byl tam strašný
It was chaos,
nepořádek
just a
a
huge
svým
mess inside, so I
jsem
brought my
si přinesl
camera
fotoaparát, že to všechno
to
natočím. A jeden
document
takovej
everything.
vysoký,
And this
dlouhá,
guy, big and tall,
teda
definitely
voják
not
to
a
určitě
soldier,
nebyl, se po mně ohnal
took a
a
swing at me
zařval,
and
že mu ten
demanded I give him the
foťák dál.
camera.
Jenomže
And he got me good,
jsem
punched
jednu
me in the head. It
schytal,
still
ještě
hurt a week
vystřel,
later.
týden brnila hlava, ale
But I
podařilo
managed to
se
run
mi
off.
zdrhnout.
We got a bit more decent. Every truck driver across and oh, the thing is, nudie calendars and like mechanics shops over here is also a thing. Like the last guy was the one that fucks. We got Rudolph. I can't develop photos without developer, but I think I can make my own. I already measured out half of the ingredients. What? Are we about to do a fucking photo puzzle? This guy wanks more than fucks. God damn it, Fizz! This isn't real! Don't tell me that! It was real to me! Rudolph the Red Rocket again. Some things translate across languages. Is making some audio adventures focusing on the companion Martha. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to tell Pally. Martha's one of his favorites.
Nikdy jsem si ty poměry nepamatoval.
I never remember those ratios. My father always said I couldn't concentrate. Same, though. At least these days. I'm gonna take a picture of it. The thing is, it's like, my concentration has been in the shitter. Okay, water. Wait, which is... There's nothing to measure the chemicals with? What do we move? Okay. You can't really move those. You can look at that. 2 grams of metal? I can only wait, can I only touch one thing at a time?
Sehnat chemikálie nebylo jen tak.
Getting the chemicals wasn't easy. My father brought me all the supplies I needed from the school lab. He said no one would miss them. I have to measure everything out first. Okay, read instructions. What? Okay, how do we do this? Do I... Oh, wait. If this is hydronique, then 5? How would you do 5? 3, 1, 1. Would that work? Is that how we're doing this? I feel hipsters orgasming. Here's the thing. I don't understand. Okay, 3, 1, 1. Is this how we measure? Oh, because you pour it in and the weights tell you how much. Look at me actually use the one brain cell that's still inside my skull. Hold up. Where the fuck is it? I'm still in here. I'm still in here. All right. Thank you all. Anyway. Now I've measured that out, right? So that's good. That one's already measured. That one's already measured. So borax. We just have to measure out in Sacha Baron Cohen, right? So it's 2 grams. So that would be that. We measure that out. And then we take it. And then we go... There's nothing to measure without the chemicals. Okay. Oh, wait, what? So we have the water. That's a given. Do we put it in? I'm gonna put it in order. I ran out of developer after I developed some pictures for my mom's birthday. No one was laughing in those photos. Except maybe Anna. And then we're gonna put this. And then we're gonna put this one, and then we're gonna put this one. Darker. The film had to be put in the developer and then dried. I hated waiting. Wow, you have to put it in the developer? Sorry, game dev. I'd rather go directly to the dark room. I had to shut off the lights and use the red light before starting. Just tried to develop some photos. Fucking real though. Okay, we're taking another photo. Because the one brain cell in my skull is how this works. Okay. We got the paper from Handke, a German from the Reich. They put him in the village to run the farm. I had to send you something. Oh my god. He knew people. Let me try to do this, and then I will... Wait, do I... Okay. I think I need to go... This. 10 seconds. Start. Was the last time I developed any photos, but I didn't know that at the time. And then we go... Developer? My dad brought me the fixing solution. Sometimes it almost seemed like he loved me. Here's the thing I don't understand. I guess did it auto-develop? Where the fuck did it go? Oh, here it is. Then we put that there. And then we take that out and put it in the fixer. And then we should be good. Fuck yeah, look at me. Come to the CVS. That guy helped take my parents away. And I never saw them again. Well, this is awkward. This is awkward. That was my grandpa. That was my G-papa. Oh my god, no! Carbs! No! Carbs! Oh my god! Oh, it's so perfect. Oh, thank you so much. It's beautiful. That is a 10 out of 10. That is a chef's kiss. I'm so proud of you. Seagull, hi! How are you? I hope you're doing well. This game is fucking real good. Do you know what happened to your parents? They were killed. My grandma on my mom's side tried to find out what happened to them. All they told her was that my parents were missing persons, nothing more. But I know where they're buried. Good, hope you're well. I'm doing pretty good. If you are just joining us, Big TW deals with a lot of the stuff from World War II. So there's a lot of, Nazism and death and things of that nature. So it's kind of a sad game. Just FYI. that's not your thing today. I totally understand.
Jo,
Blastapre? Yeah.
to přitom moje
And my
maminka
mother
byla
was a Czech
Češka.
too. Okay. Your family spoke Czech at home, so why did they take them
Za
away?
to mohl hlavně
It was mainly
Váchek.
Vaček who was to blame.
Vodil vojáky po
He led
vesnici a
soldiers
ukazoval
through
na
the village
Němce,
and
který
pointed
mají
out Germans
zatknout.
for them to arrest. What a
Málem sebrali
bitch.
i mě.
They almost got me
Ale
too, but I
podařilo se
managed to
mě
escape.
zdrhnout.
Svoboda, May 1945. Like, it's so pretty to look at. Here they come, give them hell. Yansky should be hanged. He turned in Kleppel to the Germans. Oh, this is gonna be when that photo was taken? They killed my son. For shame. There's the young Yansky. He's a German too. Get him. I really feel like I should do a running animation where I just move the background around me. Move it. Get him in the car. Did you hear that? Move it. Like, it's interesting how they're also doing both sides
Se vrátil domů, tak jsem zjistil, že
of
odvedli
this
jí
town
mámu.
situation. When I came
Vůbec
back
nikdo
home,
se
I
jí
found out that mom was
nezastal.
gone. Not a
Tak
single
jsem to
person
chtěl
stood up
tomu
for them.
Vachkovi vrátit,
Years
teda
later, I saw
polety,
Vacek at
hospodě,
the
ale
pub and wanted to
roztrhli
get even,
nás
but the fight was broken
od
up.
sebe.
Which was the fight that was talked about earlier. Why didn't you go to Germany with your sister? Did you try to find out what happened to your sister afterwards? The guys in the pub told me I should
Chlapi
try.
hospodě mě říkali, ať to zkusím. Jenže já jsem vždycky
But
přišel
whenever
na
I
národní výbor.
went to ask at the
Tam
national
seděla
committee,
nějaká pěstěná
some fancy
kráva
lady
a ta
would
mě
be
někam
sitting there who
poslala,
would
tak
send
jsem
me
tam
somewhere
šel.
else. So that's
Tam
where I
mě zase
go.
poslali
But there
někam
they'd
dál,
send me to
někam
some
úplně
totally
jinak.
different
Pak mi
place.
zase poslali
Then
úplně
they'd send me back
zpátky.
to square
A
one and I'd
začal
be
jsem tam,
starting
kde
at the
jsem
wrong
vůbec
place
neměl
again.
být. Tak jsem se vždycky tak
And that always made
rozčílil,
me so
že
angry that, well,
že mě
they had to
vyvedli
shut me
ven,
out.
no. Tak jsem si říkal, že se na
So I
to
told
vykašlu.
myself I would just have to let it go. Get
Oni
out for that
jsou
shit sometimes.
tam.
They're there and
Já
I'm
jsem
here. They're
tady.
Germans, so be it.
Oni jsou Němci a... Co?
Well, I've got some great news. Your sister is here. Like, and I just opened the door. Because literally his sister is in town. Are we going to drop that? Like, we're going to drop that bomb now? I feel like maybe, I don't know. I'm going to just say it.
Z Německa?
Back from Germany?
Po tolika
After
letech?
all these years?
Aby se mě snad
It might come
nelekla.
as a shock to her. I'm sure she'd like to see you. I can take you to her.
No tak jo,
I guess you're right.
německy
I
snad ještě
probably can
něco
still speak a bit
zvládnu.
of German.
Kolik jí vlastně může
I wonder
být
how old
let?
she is now.
Počkejte,
Give me a
já
minute,
se
I'll
jenom
just-
trochu tohle...
Sorry I ran you over in this very same car almost. That won't stop cleaning himself. What's the Greyhound's name? Hayes, hi! If you're just joining us, I'm popping this bad boy up because today is the game has some serious, sad content, but Bruno, oh, would love pics of Bruno. Honestly, being crushed to death by Bruno, death where is thy sting? Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a good day. Wait, am I not gonna stay for the reunion? I wanted to stay and see them get back together. Okay, I guess I don't. Luna, Kieran, and Amber on the other couch. Are they all greyhounds as well, or are they different breeds? You got a whole bus station there, if they are. On the basis of a local investigation, I recommend... No! I don't want to choose yet. Oh no. The thing is, right, if it gets demolished, it's going to be a memorial. But the fact of the matter is, like, if there wasn't the memorial, I would say keep it, preserve it. But after talking to everyone, the historical preservation of the building itself doesn't really benefit the town as a whole. The thing is, like, what I would probably recommend is it would be neat if you could actually, this was something that I did as a school project, and it actually has become a thing now, which it wasn't at the time I did it. But I was like, buildings that were going to be demolished that were historical properties, doing 3D scans of them. So I would be like, try to do like a 3D scan of it, or take a bunch of photos so that you have that information. I'm leaning towards demolish it. Nobody needs it. I feel like we should probably demolish it, because there's going to be the memorial, and it doesn't feel like oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I love historical properties. But the fact of the matter is, the way that the town is and the way that the people are, it's not going to really help it to stay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Closing the book on that. Smashing it down. They're twin greyhounds? Holy shit. I didn't know you had that many greyhounds. Rudolph and his sister Anna finally met after 55 years. They remained in close contact until Rudolph's death. Jan Vilk was evicted into public housing. The school was demolished, and in its place, Kleppel built his offices. Are you fucking serious? Wait, there's a memorial! I'm so pissed. I mean, it will probably help their town. It will probably be good for jobs. But Kleppel was such a fucking dickwad the whole game. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna simmer down. We beat it. Stayed at a friend for a few nights? Oh, that makes sense. Because I was like, I feel like you would have mentioned that you had like 15 greyhounds in the darkest dungeon. Yeah, like what good would it do? Like, I thought the memorial would be fine. You'd also have some land there, which you might be able to do something with. But you could see how much archival work they put into it. Honestly, thanks Charles Games. Thanks FMV World. As always, I'm glad we played it. It was really well done. Primo. I think we might do